All right, let's get this party started here. First things first, let me check my audio. I have my AC on. It is hot. I do not want you to turn it off because it is hot. So I do have a filter on. If the filter is not good enough, please let me know. Right now, it is just on a noise gate without noise suppression. If you like it better with noise suppression, if the audio is better with noise suppression, please let me know. The noise suppression is off. The noise suppression is now on. Which one do you prefer? On noise suppression or off? So let me know on that, so make sure that you can hear me clearly. I do not have anybody joining me this evening. I do have StreamYards available for one specific person if she does so decide to join me, but if not, I am doing this solo. So let me get started here. For those of you who are aware, quite some time ago, a YouTuber by the name of Without a Crystal Ball, aka Catherine Paulson, or Kitty Joy, or I might have been the nickname she has, decided to utilize or try to utilize the justice system to silence critics. She had issued three, count them, temporary restraining orders, TROs they're called. These were not ROs. These were not full ROs. They were granted ex parte, and they were allowed to have a hearing to discuss whatever evidence she felt that she had in order to actually substantiate her claims that she needed her restraining orders. Now, let me make this very clear. What I'm about to show you is the only thing that this judge, according to my attorney, ever saw. This is it. Well, and also there's a couple of forms that you fill out, right? But they basically just kind of substantiate what's in the affidavit. They do not look at a bunch of videos. They do not look at a bunch of evidence unless there's a hearing to look at this evidence. This would waste the court's time to do so to every case that ever comes, to them for granting an ex parte hearing, or excuse me, ex parte TRO, or some people call them a PPO or PTO, or there's different names. Different states have different things. But basically, a temporary restraining order that is granted on the side of caution based solely upon what you tell the judge you need it for. And then you have to actually prove in a court of law, beyond a reasonable evidence or preponderance of the evidence, or whatever the hell the statute, the level of criteria is for TRO, that you need to be protected for somebody. These harassment orders are to protect people mostly from violence. They are there to prevent people from being within 500 yards or whatever it is from a person, or feet from a person, whatever it grants, to make sure that this person is safe. They are not meant to silence people. They are not meant to say, hey, this person's talking bad to me about me on the internet. I want to grant a restraining order. That is not what they're used for at all, or should they be. So, the other day on Erin's channel, she read the direct messages between DMs between Katie and I. Now, I will be looking at those as well as I go through this. I'll be looking at some other evidence as we go through this. But what I wanted you all to do as we go through this is to tell me, out of the 29 things that she put in her affidavit, which ones were true and which ones were not. Basically, lie. Let's play lie or not lie. And anything that didn't come to fruition or anything like that would be under a lie. I've already kind of played this game. I think that only I think two I can't get through. I mean, it's not very many, but I'm not trying to bias you. Yes, I am. But let's see what you guys think. Because again, if you were a judge and all you had in front of you is what you read, in other words, basically the four corners of the document, whatever's contained inside of this document is all you had to go on about what you need to do or issue a ex parte restraining order, would this be sufficient? Now, also bear in mind that for some strange reason in the state of Minnesota, you can lie on an affidavit. I'm not even joking. My lawyer was like, look, they don't care what you put in the affidavit. You can lie. They cannot use it in a criminal proceeding for perjury. They can't even use it in a different lawsuit. The reason being, I guess, is they want somebody to be as open and honest as possible in order to get the restraining order. And that includes you can lie about your spouse. You can lie about your friends. You can lie about anybody you want, I guess. But then you got to go to court and actually substantiate your claims. These never got to court to substantiate. Why? Because I did fight it as to ask for a hearing. And you'll see in here that, one, there's just no evidence of any of these claims. I dare anybody to show evidence. There is just none. There's absolutely none. And I did show the evidence to Erin. Erin put on her channel. We're not going to be going over what she put out because it's just so ridiculous. But I want to stay within the four corners of this particular document. All right, so you guys ready to go? Let's do it. So, again, this is her affidavit, her actual affidavit of how she obtained a temporary restraining order. Now, oh, by the way, how is do you guys like the noise filter on or off? I have it on right now. Now I have it off. I think it's off. I mean, the AC is not running right now, so I'm gonna have it off because it's probably better. Iponic won $5. She says she wants you silent, so you must do as she says. Oh, this is very clear that the reason she issued these was to silence. You'll see this coming up, and I thank you for the super chat. If you want to become a member of the channel, you get a nice green name as well. I don't particularly push my stuff as much as I should. I'm going to because why not? I spend a lot of time going over this stuff. It's not to clear my name anymore so much. It is to help you all so she doesn't do this to other people. My name's been cleared on this. We all know she's lied her ass off. I mean, anybody who hasn't been around the last couple months that hasn't seen her lying left and freaking right. Where the hell have you been? Okay, so I don't think that I have anything left to defend. I don't think anything needs to be cleared. I have established beyond any reasonable doubt that she's never had any evidence for anything she said about me. I have established beyond any reasonable doubt that she has lied about me and multiple people, and she's made the same accusations about me that she has to others, which may come, hopefully later on, bite her in the butt. Because when you are using legal things and you say, hey, this person did this, and you also include somebody else to say, oh, this person did this, and they're mutually exclusive of who did it, there's a problem. That's called vexatious litigation. So let's go through this. Make sure you guys can see this on the outside. Okay. And if people know her name, this is a legal document, so this is not doxing. Anybody says it's doxing, clearly you're an idiot because this has been obviously made public. This is her public name that she goes by. So Catherine Mansky Paulson, being duly sworn upon oath, deposes and states as following. Already, I can tell you right now, that was a lie. This was not sworn. There was no oath. This was not a notarized document. Now, you might say, well, it's an affidavit, therefore it as an affidavit is implied that it's sworn upon oath. I don't take it that way. But again, I'm not a lawyer, nor am I going to pretend to be a lawyer. Katie pretends to be a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. So if you have any legal expertise whatsoever, is it that a affidavit is automatically sworn and upon oath and deposed? I don't think this is the deposition. So I don't know why they use the word deposed. LOP NC, $5. Okay, LOPNC, LOP, North Carolina. There you go. Thank you, LOP NC 1 for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. But let me know because this was not notarized. All the affidavits I ever had in the non sequitur case, I had notarized every single one of them. This was not notarized. Maybe it doesn't need to be. I have no idea, but I find it odd to have duly sworn and upon oath deposed and states as follows when something is not notarized. Maybe that's just me. Maybe am I being a pendant? Am I overanalyzing this? Maybe, but she lied and everything else, so I'm not giving her any benefit of the doubt. All right, number one, I submit this affidavit in support of my petition for harassment restraining order. That is about the only thing she ever got right in this thing. This is to support the petition for harassment restraining order, which basically just kind of supports what she put in here, but it again, everything is just from her point of view. It's no evidence. She said in the petition for harassment restraining order that I took pictures of her and her son. Yeah, I took pictures of her and her son from a state that's 1,500 miles away from me that I've never been in with her before. But I want to set the stage on how she's trying to convince the judge. Oh, this person's going around taking pictures of this person. Yeah, I'd call that. That's, kind of something for a restraining order, right? That's actually lied to the court by wording things in a way to a judge that had no idea that this was online at the time to grant the ex parte because she doesn't mention anything like that. And she literally in her petition for restraining order said that I was taking pictures of her and her son. So, Salafapope. There we go. $5. I'm pretty sure that if dishonesty gave off light, KG Joy would be a glow like a quasar. Yeah, she would shine as bright as a trillion stars with dishonesty. And as I said, I have nothing left to prove on that. I have nothing left to give a shit about anything when it comes to people trying to say crap about me because all they got to go do is look at her behavior with other people, and it was the same exact thing. I tried to warn about it. Nikki tried to warn about it. Suzanne tried to warn about it. Tina tried to warn about it. Aaron tried to warn about it. We all tried to warn people about it, but they didn't listen. So here we are. So somebody asked, if you shed no evidence, why didn't you fight the TRO? I did. Again, I put in for a hearing. Why send the NDA? Because the NDA is what my lawyer suggested because we could move on to other things because she was going to sue me and I was going to sue her for defamation. So it was, in fact, what's funny was, good question, because she had wanted a indefinite NDA, an indefinite. And I was like, oh, hell no, hell no. I said, how about 3 months? They came back with 1 year. I said, okay, whatever. And then in there they said, oh, you can't speak about the other party. I'm like, oh, hell no. And I told my lawyer, I'm not giving up my First Amendment rights. And they took that out. And so it's basically, the NDA was just, okay, you cannot disparage the other person. If you do, you get $5,000. I'm like, oh, awesome. So, yeah, I'm cool with that because I honestly did not think she can go a whole year without disparaging me. That was surprising. I got to admit, that took me by surprise. I could usually estimate or guesstimate what she's going to do. I think I have pretty good abilities to predict what sociopath's going to do. That really, I couldn't predict. I got that wrong. It was surprising. So, yeah. Yes, I fought the TRO, and I went to go get a hearing. They didn't want the hearing. They didn't want the hearing. They rather had the NDA instead, that we couldn't disparage each other. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. We'll go with that. So. And I did not file in Minnesota, as people know. I am looking at other illegal options with other cases, but that's all I'm going to go into because I'm not going to tip my hand, and nobody needs to know. If you wish to have details, you could DM me. But I'm doing whatever I can to stop this person from doing this to other people. If people don't want that to happen, then they're going to be the ones kind of like being her flying monkeys, and I'm not interested in that. If you are somebody who wants to know, just message me, DM me. So, yeah, I've already answered those questions. So, why? You know what? I didn't want the NDA. Tina, and by the way, good question because Tina did not want the NDA. In fact, she wanted a 10-year with Tina, and Tina said, "Screw you." So that's the reasons. All right, so let's go back into this. Number 2. In October 2018 through May 2019, I co-hosted a talk show with Mr. McRae on a YouTube channel. Semi-true. She did co-host 3 shows with me on the Non Sequitur show. She mainly co-hosted with Kyle on the Smoking Nun. That was a show he developed for her and him. That was supposed to be a spinoff show that was supposed to go on another channel. But she did stream with me 3 times. The second time of which I asked her to stream with me. Keep that in mind. I asked her because Kyle was sick with 102 or 103 degree fever, whatever it was, and I needed a co-host for that night. So I asked her. So anything she had to say about, I didn't want to stream with Steve, we automatically know now is BS because she was like, oh yes, I need to go get prettied up or something. She's like, I'm not even cute. I'm like, look, go do what you got to do and let's get going, kind of stuff, right? Then she says, and this is critical, when the other host left the room, which was Kyle, Mr. McRae began to say sexually explicit things to me, which made me very uncomfortable. I did not confront him about this, but rather spoke with the host of the show after and indicated that I did not want to co-host with Mr. McRae anymore due to the sexual comments. Now, if you're a judge and you read this and said, they were in a room together, there's no indication this was a V-mix call, which it was a V call, not Zoom or anything like that. This was kind of obviously before the whole poof thing. So why in the world would a judge, when the other host left the room, not think that we were actually in a room together? Again, this is how Katie manipulates things. This is how Katie lies to people to sensationalize things. This is exactly what she did here. Fun fact, Kyle never ever once said that she said these things to him, and he hates me. I sued him and I won $115,000. He has never, to this day, ever backed anything she said on this. Not once. So, yeah, so this story changed multiple times. It went from feeling uncomfortable to sexual harassment to I apologize for all this other stuff, but, I'm not going to apologize to this. I'm like, because, thinking to myself, oh, yeah, because you misused the Me Too movement, and therefore, if you admitted that you lied about that, that's going to be a downfall. So she doubled down and again went back to saying that I was sexually harassing her. The problem is that we only streamed together 3 times. My producer, Brulinator, made it very clear that he never was in the call. Not in the call with us. He told her she's outright lying. And she never said anywhere in any of the documentations I have when this actually occurred, what date it was, what show it was, which video it was. Again, there was only 3 videos which we were in, and she didn't say this about any of them. I mean, if she said it, okay, think about this. If we were in 3 and she said it about the first one, then why'd she do the second 2? If she said about the second, why'd she do the third? And if you go watch the third was a Jilly Juice episode, which was a very cordial. And that's the one where I said to her that I just didn't think that she had made an argument about anti-vaxxers being terrorists. That's all. And I think that really made her upset. But she did not mention anything about any of this stuff until Kyle decided to try to take the channel. And then in a live chat, out of nowhere, she said that I sexually harassed her. She said something about nobody in the workplace should have to be subjected to sexual harassment. And everybody stopped and went, what the hell are you talking about? First of all, not at workplace. But second of all, she pulled this literally out of her ass in real time, thinking, oh, I'm a woman. I'm going to be able to say this about Steve because everybody hates him. And people will believe me without evidence. And some did. Some did. And those are the shittiest people in the world. Because if you believe somebody like that without evidence, you have no integrity whatsoever. Now, it's fine to want to investigate. Absolutely. If you make charges, you should investigate. And after the investigations, what people did, they found that she was lying because she had no evidence substantiated her claim, and all the evidence was exculpatory. I literally have our conversations prior to this happening and after. Nothing is even remotely in there. So that was determined to be a lie. But what I wanted you to see basically is when it says when the other host left the room. As a judge, that is what you see. Hang on. No, what are you talking about? $5,000? No, I won $115,000 from Kyle. Kyle and Katie Joy are not the same person, although they are exactly alike in a lot of ways. One's, I believe, is a high functional narcissist, and I believe the other one's a malignant narcissist, which I can say. She tried to do, I think, somewhere in one of the petitions say that I called her that, therefore I should be having a restraining order because I called her a malignant narcissist. In my opinion, because I'm not a psychologist, I can say whatever the hell I want about that. That's my opinion. So what? I'm not a qualified physician or psychologist. So what? That's not defamation. Learn what defamation is. Saying something, I believe that somebody has a mental problem. That's not defamatory. You know, I'm not stating it as a fact because, or I'm not. Even then, it's not defamatory. It's my opinion. That would be a fact. But whatever. It's just it blows my mind that that her and Kyle got along so well. And that yes, I got a word from him. Because of the fact that he had a confession of judgment. But with Katie, no, she was not going to capitulate on hardly anything. But eventually she did. We'll get into that. But then she took that back as well. But yeah, let me keep in mind on this TRO. Yes, I did sign an NDA for a year, but all it said in there was I could not disparage her. That was it. And if she disparaged me, I would get $5,000. That's what you're referring to, Anasfrida. Yeah, if Katie would have just disparaged me during the time of the TRO, we would have gone to small claims court with the help of my attorney. He was going to help me with it, and basically, I would be awarded $5,000 for each count, up to $1,500, up to $15,000 in that state. That's how that works. So I was like, yeah, this sounds like a good deal to me, man. Because I really was surprised she couldn't stop talking about me. I really was. I mean, this must have taken a lot of willpower because I did not stop talking about her completely, and nor did I have to. I had people lying out there. Oh, Steve couldn't talk about Katie. Yeah, I could. Go read the NDA. Just I couldn't disparage her. Big difference. But it is a fact that they wanted, or she wanted Tina to sign a 10-year NDA. And Tina's like, F you. Nope, not going to happen. And Katie did drop that TRO as well. Number 3, he claimed that this allegation against him is false, and he has used his platform to harass me and destroy my career and taint my followers. He's indicated that it is an intent to destroy me unless I apologize to him. Really? Really? Well, I would get $5,000 if she disparaged me, and she would get $5,000 if I disparaged her. It worked both ways, right? Really? Well, let's look at this again from the DMs. Because if you look at the DMs, I make it very clear to her, I was appreciative that she was going to make a video. I say, will you mull this over and inform people in the tweet of a video of all this? And like I said, I'll keep you off my radar. And she says, yes, I can do a video later. Okay, where's the threat? Where's the threat? And she says, I want you to recognize the evidence that Kyle, I say, I want you to recognize the evidence that Kyle being the one that was not forthright. And she says, and by the way, even though it's green here, it's Katie to me. So just to show you here, this is her saying that, right? Katie is yellow. So she says, yes, we're going to do a video later. She says, will you cease saying things about me and supporting these terrible parody accounts? What they're saying is untrue things about me. I will say that. Well, they weren't untrue, actually. Most of them were very true. I said, I can't promise you that. Those are different issues. However, I will minimize a huge amount as other things concern myself. Fair? What do you mean you can't promise? You have other issues with them that are unrelated. I have no idea who they are. Most of them talk about your Amber situation. She's like, oh, yeah, they're ridiculous. And we go on, and she just basically say, hey, look, will you put these videos in your video link? And I put in the Death of Non Sequitur show and Who's Telling the Truth, I think the other name of the video. Whose side is not telling the truth? These two right here. And I say, I'll discuss your video on Caffeine Corner tomorrow, but not in negative light, but to have commentary. I'd ask you to put the links to my videos or pin them in a comment. These two right here. I can add a pinned comment. I said, I am sure others will analyze your videos, but if I do tomorrow, I can at least tell people I accept your apology and see it from your view. Thank you for stepping forward. Of course, I just want to move forward. Where's the threat? Where's the threat? That's our communications. She actually even said in the Kay Baxter stream that I, quote, threatened her in an email to make an apology video. We know now that is a lie. Not only did I not threaten her in an email, in our DMs, she was very happy to make a video and apologize. I said, yes, I'll make a video. I'm like, great, thank you. I accept your apology. I'm moving on. I have other things to put on my radar. By the way, what she puts as a threat. She thinks saying, you're on my radar is a threat. No, that is a military term. That means literally that I'm watching you for signs of being a blue falcon, if you know what that is. But basically, if you're a crappy person in the military and they say, you're on my radar. If an officer says you're on their radar, you know you're done messed up. You know that they're going to be watching. That's all it means, right? So when I told her to take her off my radar because I was going after Kyle, I was telling other people this. And by the way, other people were being pissed at me. They're like, Steve, how could you stop going after Katie? I'm like, because I got what I wanted out of Katie. Apology. I'm moving on. I don't give a shit. I want to go after Kyle, right? So, all right. And it's fair. I've already asked that question. Slow down. You know what's funny, Tina? I'm not even caffeinated. I got home and I was tired. I was going to do this earlier, and I was wiped. I was simply wiped. And as a Gen X, we have a right now to nap whenever we feel like it. If you're over 50, you can nap whenever you want. Actually, I think Gen X starts at like 42 nowadays or something like that. Whatever. I'll grant the 40s, the youngins, but if you're over 50, you have a right to sleep anytime you want or take a nap. But I've got some nice tea that my roommate made, and it's really, really good. All right, moving on. Number 4. On or about June 12th, 2019, Mr. McRae said he would, quote, take down anyone associated with his former channel that I co-hosted on the YouTube, October 2018 through 2019. Not what I said. Not even remotely what I said. He accused me of, along with 3 others, of conspiring to steal $60,000 from him. I had no part in anything he alleged. See Exhibit A. Where did I say this? That wasn't Exhibit A, by the way. You can go look at Aaron's channel. I didn't pull up the exhibits for this, but that's not in there. And you guys have heard a lot. Yeah, you guys have heard a lot, but when did I ever say that she conspired to steal $60,000 from me? She never took a dime from me. What I said was, by her actions of falsely accusing me of things like Social Security fraud, medical fraud, and disability fraud, and other things that she accused me of, sexual harassment, she was basically trying to solidify Kyle's story that I did on these things, and so she basically was supporting him by that. So she helped him in that capacity to steal $60,000 from the show. $30,000 mine, $30,000 his. So I never once said. Did you guys? Anybody ever hear me say that I accused her of conspiring to steal $60,000 from him? No, that's an outright lie. Luck PC won again for $5. Thank you, dude. He says, I like hearing Steve explain stuff, even if it sounds like, even if it's something I don't give a flying about. I appreciate that. Well, obviously you do care a little bit. You're here, right? Right, you're listening. But I appreciate that. So thank you very much. And feel free to ask about these things. Ask questions about these particular things that she put on her affidavit. Because, again, I'm asking you guys, when the hell did I ever accuse her and 3 others of conspiring? All I said is she helped him get away with it because she was lying about me and she was fostering the BS narrative that he was putting out there. That I do believe. I didn't call it conspiring, and nor did I say ever she took any money from me. Matter of fact, in a tweet she said somewhere along the line, she said, Steve says I stole money from him or something along those lines, or I stole 60 grand or whatever it was. I don't remember the details, but it was just like, no, I never said that. But again, this is what she lied to the court to try to get the TRO. Number 5. And by the way, Tina is in the live chat. I hope she definitely verifies or corrects me if I get anything wrong, because unlike, Katie, I correct something if I misremember something. I am, again, Gen X, can't remember everything. Hello, Justice for All. Hi, Justin. How are you? Please, by the way, Justin, take good notes on this, because I think you might be very well interested on these things because of your interactions with Miss Katie Joy Paulson. So, number 5, he admitted on a live stream that he wanted to be paid under the table, cash for his work, so he would not lose his medical benefits through the state. This is his basis for claiming that I accuse him of medical fraud. This, the internet determined to be a lie. I never admitted any such thing on a live stream because it never happened. Never asked for cash. I said I said, what happened was I had been referring to how I'm going to get my money with Kyle, and I said it kind of flippantly, and it came out wrong, that the last thing I heard about Kyle was going to bring me cash for an uncon. And it was a little bit flippant. I get it, and maybe it was completely misunderstood. But I also said, hey, I want to know how Kyle was going to pay me. Direct deposit? Was he going to freaking Venmo, Zelle, whatever? I don't care how I got my money. I didn't care. But he owed me $30,000, right? So there was no stream that I ever admitted that I wanted to be paid on the cable. And found out I wouldn't lose any benefits. By the way, I have Veterans Administration. So I can't lose any medical benefits through the VA. The other one was a secondary, and it was only for like 2 weeks where I wanted to find out what would be the effect. That was it. And at the time, we weren't even monetized. Here's a fun fact. When I told Kyle, hey, hang on before we do any distributions, to quote, as people were saying, Steve asked Kyle to withhold money, that was PayPal money. That was it. It was a few $100. We were not monetized at the time. We were not making the $6,000 we were making afterwards. We didn't start to make bank until June, I think it was, of 2018. Then, we maxed out at about $5,000 to $6,000 a month income. But before then, we weren't making that kind of money. And so, why would it matter? But I still told him I want to make sure that everything wouldn't be affected, because again, my secondary medical was through Medi-Cal or Medicaid, or I don't remember, whatever the hell it is. But it was just I wanted to have a hernia operation, and it was 2 hours closer than the VA. That was it. I still could have got it done, but I just wanted to find out. There was no machinations. There was no evil intent. There was no hiding of income. All that was Kyle's bullshit because he didn't have the money to pay me. This has all been established as fact now. Kyle had admitted in a confession of judgment there was never any evidence of me doing any kind of fraud. None. It was only because I didn't want to have to go 2 hours to Loma Linda that if I can get my hernia operation down here, I'd rather have done it down here. That's it. No big deal. Like I said, I still could get it done. And I know the main thing is that she was telling that this was fraud. How is it fraud if I never got paid? If somebody says, we don't want to be reporting any of this stuff, sure. I can absolutely say that's fraud. But you know what happened? As soon as I met my threshold for certain things, I informed the state. So what? Big deal. I still have VA. So this notion that Kyle tried to, it's not me too, but I guess it's fraud too, fraud to me, I don't know how else to put it, is indicative of Kyle, because again, it has been established through a court of law that Kyle was found liable for unfair and deceptive trade practices, breach of fiduciary duty, breach of contract. He also submitted false evidence to the court. He submitted false bank records to the court. This has all been established. This is well established. This is not just speculation. The detective in North Carolina is investigating with the DA. I don't know if they're going to pursue it, but they have at least looked at it again. Yeah, it hurt. Oh man, dude, the pain is real. And it's really only when I eat really hot food. But yeah, I wanted to get I wanted to get it taken care of back then because I was heavier. I've lost a significant amount of weight since then, and it seems to have helped. But anyways, you're not here for that. You guys don't care about my pain and suffering. I should have blamed Katie for that. My pain and suffering for my hernia, right? Hashtag Katie. All right. But yeah, so that was determined to be a lie. Number 6. Mr. McRae relentlessly bullies me and harasses me through Twitter. Really? Go look at my Twitter timeline. I have not deleted anything. It's all facts. YouTube and Instagram. I have blocked him, but he continues to create dozens of parody accounts to stalk and harass me by subtweets. He has done this because I blocked him on all formats. Really? The internet has determined this was a lie. I have 2 Twitter accounts and I've created one parody account at one time that I never have tagged anybody in. Not one tag. Not one tag. It was just supposed to be for jokes. And I think I did like maybe 12 tweets on it. That's it. So this allegation that I continue to create dozens of parody accounts, the internet determined to be a lie. All those parody accounts that are on Twitter of Katie, they have nothing to do with me. I don't know who they are. I did not create them. But here, she's telling a judge in an affidavit that she has no evidence for, go figure, that I continue to create dozens of parody accounts. Okay. Anybody ever seen proof of that? No, because none exist. All the parody accounts out there going, we're not Steve. Yeah, no kidding. So this was an outright lie. Number 7. The name of my YouTube channel is, quote, Without a Crystal Ball. He has created a Facebook group entitled Without a Freaking Clue. That was a lie. Matter of fact, there's a contradiction that is coming up with this. See if you can spot the contradiction. Let's play a game. Let's have some fun with this. Justin, you're a smart dude. See when you see the contradiction. So, I don't remember exactly what was in here, but it will come up. But he said, remember this, quote, he has created a Facebook group entitled Without a Freaking Clue. Remember this. This group is a hate group, and it's targeting me and me alone. No, this group was never a hate group. This group literally just did what CC Suarez did in her video. She used Katie's own words against her. Same thing in this particular group, Without a Freaking Clue. That's all it was for, especially after, I did take it over. I didn't create it. I took it over, but she says I created it, which was a lie. I got it from Ashley Siren, but she mentions that later on, by the way. You'll see, and then see when there's a contradiction. But it was never a hate group. It's still up. It's still there. Never having had a problem with Facebook. Facebook never once said anything about it because it was never a hate group. But this is, again, what she's telling a judge, right? Fernando says, Katie going to drop her counter suit? I have no idea. I hope that she doesn't. I'm going to be putting out her lawsuit against me eventually, and I want her to prove her case. I think that's more important to me proving mine. Mine are, if anybody doesn't believe me on mine, I don't give a shit at this point. They're just idiots. Clearly, it's self-explanatory that you can't put something under Violence Against Women's Act if Violence Against Women's Act doesn't exist, and the judge doesn't do things like that sua sponte, and my lawyer said it didn't happen. So that's her evidence. She needs to prove that it happened because all the evidence says that it didn't. So all her new allegations, like, I have to pay for her moving. Yeah, hey, by the way, Justin, Katie Joy Paulson says that she has been so harassed by me that she fears for her safety that I have to pay for her relocation costs. Yeah, I'm not even joking here. That I have to pay for relocation costs. But the problem is she's made the very similar statements about Todd Chrisley. She's made very similar statements against Tina. She's made very similar statements against a person in the UK. It's like pick a lane. Pick a lane. I mean, who is your big bag booty bag for this week kind of thing, right? Is it CC Suarez? Is it Molly Golightly? Jesus Christ, how many times you see? Look, no offense, I'm a little envious because for some reason Molly has taken my place as the big bad boogeyman. She cannot shut up about Molly. Holy Christ Almighty! Every goddamn day, I thought she was bad with me. She's worse when it comes to Molly, and I think that's kind of weird. No offense to Molly, but it's just like Molly came out of nowhere. I've got 5 years of history with this woman now? 4 years of history? What was it? 2018, 2007? I don't know. But about 4 years. As Chris said, they said the wording on the TRO matched the VAWA, and that was federal protection. Yeah, because that's all it was. It was basically what's called a Fair Credit and Use Act, whatever it was. That's all it was. It's a standard form. You can go download any form, and the form has that on there. The judge did not put that on there sua sponte, as she had claimed. That was a lie. You can go download the form and see it in there. So, all right, moving on. And by the way, Justin, would you like to join I do have a StreamYards open. Nikki was going to join, but she couldn't make it. But if you'd like to join, by all means, man, come on in. There you go. There's the link join. Come on. So yeah, that was a lie. It was not a hate group. Facebook group is still there. And so anybody who's been in that group knows that we made it very sure that you could not just make false allegations. Everything had to come with evidence. And it was not for directing hate. It was to make sure we documented things that Katie said to be used against her later on. Now, you know who took that over? Not the Facebook group and took over doing that. The Reddit group. Yeah, the Reddit group now has all that stuff. So, yeah, and that's not my Reddit group, by the way. Justice for All says, I think she's a woman. You might be right on that. One thing about Katie I've known, like I said, she's very predictable. She does not like independent, fierce women. Strong women personalities are her bane. She loathes them. Absolutely loathes them. Okay. He says, I would, brother, but I'm that's fine. Well, another time. But I'm glad that you're listening, because, again, there's a lot here, and I hope to God everybody who watches this reads my blog that she Me Too'd me, because that is accurate as hell. If you find any errors in it, anything chronologically out of date, I'm happy to correct it. I really am. I try to get the chronology as best as possible. But that, if you guys want to like expose Katie for who she is, read my blog. Again, I don't care about the videos. I care about the blog. And which is kind of funny because she also said it in her petition that I was making money because I had said, hey, the news is getting out about Katie. It's getting out there about Katie. Because my blog had right now, it has about 8,500 views on the particular entry. I don't remember how many it had back then, but it's always been pretty much number one, which kind of sucks because I want my blog to be about philosophy, but whatever. And my blog that month made $22. $22. I have spent $5,000 of my own money on legal costs because of this woman. $5,000 of my own money on legal costs, and I made $20 on my blog, but I'm doing this for money? F you. Yeah, straight up F you. No, I've been trying to do this to help other people so she doesn't do this to other people. That's my main goal, has always been my main goal, is to get justice, not just for myself, but for others, such as like Tina, who has stuck by me left and right, and I would do anything for her. She's been nothing but straightforward and brutally honest, to a fault probably, but that's her nature. I can't fault her for that. But I respect it, and I love her to death, and everything she's ever told you about Katie, about what happened in their TRO, is absolute truth. Absolute truth. Nikki, I also invited you to join if you want to pop in. And so she knows firsthand that what she went through is what I went through, and so we definitely know that everything we're telling each other and you are absolute truth. All right, so like I said, I'll put the link to the Me Too that Katie tried to Me Too in the video description. But like I said, if you really want to get to Katie, just read my blog on air. That's all I ask, just so she doesn't do it to other people. All right, number 8. He has said through multiple platforms that he will continue to harass and destroy me until I agree to apologize to him about my alleged false allegations of sexual harassment. Really? Well, I don't recall ever saying this. Can I see some evidence of that, please? I've never ever even said that use the word destroy her. What I said was that she would burn her own channel down with her own lies, and I hope that everybody burns their own channel down. This back also was talking about Goddess Engineer and Caitlin Chloe and Jimmy Snow. It wasn't just her. I wanted them all to burn their own channel down because they all were being dishonest. They were all promoting a false narrative, right? And so I never set out to go, oh, I'm going to destroy them. No, I'm going to say what I always say. This is what you said. Here's the truth. Compare and contrast because you're lying. Let's see here. Number 9. You guys can see number 9? I've attached Exhibit C just as a handful of things he has said are supposed to harass me. Again, I'm not going to go through the exhibits. Go look at them on Aaron's channel. Yes. Hi, Jesse. Okay. Number 10. Between June 2019 to present, Mr. McRae uploaded more than 30 videos about me on his YouTube channel. 30 whole videos. Wow, she's done how many against the Duggars? 600, I believe? Oh, look who decided to join. Well, ¿cómo estás? Let me fix your mic here. Now try again. Say hi.
Hi.
There we go. Hi, Miss Nikki.
Hi.
How are you? How are you?
Hi, I can't believe I almost missed this.
I know, and I gave you.
Oh,
I literally gave you so much time. I gave you advance warning. I did, and by the
you
way,
did.
apologies, not apologies. Sorry, not sorry. I needed my nap. Okay. I needed my
Yeah.
nap. I was.
I know.
I caught 2 people today, man.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah,
I had my
I was
notifications on and everything, and I
nice.
still missed it. 'Cause I was watching something, and it was very interesting, and then I forgot, and then I went in the kitchen and realized it was 11:30. I'm
Okay,
like, oh shit.
Nikki, maybe make this very clear. You're the worst sister wife ever because you only watch one channel, mine and mine only. Do you understand?
I
Mine,
know.
mine,
I'm
me.
I'm just horrible.
God.
Yeah, at least I admit it.
You know how hard it is to find good sister wives nowadays. It's difficult.
Oh, come on, I'm not that.
Yeah, whatever. I'll forgive you later, I guess, because you did
Yeah,
show up late.
whatever.
Have you been
Yeah,
following?
shut up. Just half an hour late.
Have you been following along? Have you been following along?
Yes.
Okay, just continue on. By the way, she's literally
I'm
telling the
glad
judge.
you're doing this.
Thank you. And I got more to put out too. By the way, I haven't put out my document. You know, 135-page document where I go through these things with my notes. I haven't put that out yet.
No, I'm proud of you.
I'm going to.
really
I'm
happy
going
that
to.
You're doing this.
Thank you. I'm proud of myself. Okay, so 30 whole videos, Nikki. 30. Wow. Wow. And by the way, that was over a period of a year and a half. That averages like 1.5 videos a month or something. The websites for his YouTube channels are. Oh, do you want me to? By the way, do you want me to just screen share this with you inside? It might be easier so you can follow along. Yes, you do that. For
Sure.
me. Sure.
Yeah, it'd be easier.
How's that? That better?
Oh yeah, much.
Sweet.
Thank you.
All right. I am unable to download all the content to attach to this affidavit, but I'll be using the videos and posts from the site as evidence in the event Ms. McRae contests this proceeding, which I did. I encourage the court to look at his channel and follow the hyperlink provided there, and that's not how it works. Let me tell you how it actually worked. Okay? This is how it actually worked. I couldn't believe this. I was like, no, this cannot be happening. So, my lawyer had told me that they wanted to put they wanted to basically do this, and the court came back and said, no, it doesn't work that way. And so they were allowed to put all these videos on a DVD or CD, I think it was. 8 hours worth of video. 8 hours worth of video. And they wanted they thought a judge wouldn't sit by that. And my lawyer specifically said, look, this judge has never had a TRO go past 2 hours. Most of them last about half hour, around that. He's like he's never had one go past 2 hours. There's no possible way that they think they're going to put in 8 hours of videos without even timestamps. Like, here's the video. Watch the videos. He thought their lawyers were incompetent as shit. Straight up. Who does that?
Yeah.
And Nikki, I don't know if you've seen that particular email between our lawyers, but it's there if you want to see it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. So they wanted to make an 8-hour video for the hearing, right? Now remember, she says
That's just ridiculous.
Nikki, do you remember she said, oh, the judge saw so much evidence that he put under the VAWA. But here in number 10, she says, I will be using the videos and posts from the site in the event Mr. McRae contests the proceeding. Proving she did not have them when she submitted these to the court. The court never saw any of those things.
Yeah.
You lied. I know it's a shocker. I know, Nikki. It comes as a shock to you that Katie lies to silence people, but
yeah, huge shock.
You have to accept it, man. You have to accept reality.
Yeah, I suppose.
All right. Then she says, I encourage the court to look at the channel and follow the hyperlink provided there. And again, they don't do that. Any evidence that a court will look at will be done in the court, from what I understand. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not pretending to be a lawyer. If you have any legal expertise, please let me know. Number 11. Oh, you want to say anything about that? I'm sorry. Nikki?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
You're
just here for moral support?
Along here. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn right.
11. In November 2019, Mr. McRae posted screenshots claiming that I told a person that I was glad a child died. He called me a monster and tells people to go after me. The screenshots were written by me, but crafted by his group. The screenshots were not written by me, but crafted by his group to discredit me in an attempt to destroy my channel. See Exhibit D. Now, I'm not going to get into too much detail on this, but let me make this very, very freaking clear. 1, I have always believed they're real, and I still believe they're real. 2, they were sent to me by another YouTuber. And when I saw them, I'm going to show you these, the never before released DMs. because I've asked the person if I can release them. They've given me permission, and then they
Oh,
took it away,
good.
and then they give it again. They took it away, and I'm not playing any of these games anymore. They did give me permission multiple times, and I don't know the status, but they need to get out. I said that they could put them out if they wanted to. They did not, but I'm going to be putting them out here just for this. Okay, so I'm going to show. Let me put this on the internal thing for you as well. So let me share my screen with you. It might be easier to you to see. All right. All right. Now, so if you see here, there's 135 pages in this document that I go through, right? Can the outside see that? Oh wait, the outside can't see that. I don't think. Oh yeah. Just to show you real quick. This is 135 pages of notes that I have. Right there, 135. If you guys can see that in the corner. I don't think it's showing the outside. There it is. But in that document, there's a lot of personal stuff that I do not obviously want to get what's it called hit on, like addresses, things of that nature, because I'll get a strike kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
So let me find what I'm looking for, real quick. Okay, here we go. So this is the conversation with the person that sent me those screenshots. They say, "I need to talk to you. You there, Steve?" And this again, December 3rd, 2019. I say yes. They say, "Petrinas, I have a source who has the screenshots of a conversation with Katie today." And again, I really never want to talk about this as a respect for the mom, but I have absolutely no choice because this comes around, and this needs to be set to bed once and forever. Okay. The lady is telling Katie about, and I'm going to just move past that if that's okay. Really good, maybe they'll leave me alone. And this is, again, when a child died. Of course, this is all before her sympathy post. She says she says a few other things. "We're trying to decide if it's a good time to share with Leslie, as it is considering the convo in the group chat. Need your opinion." Okay. I respond, I would have to see them. Leslie seems to know Katie's full of shit. She does. Her husband does for sure. He does. I would normally say probably just let things go and let Leslie grieve in her own way and such. But Leslie is talking in private chat about this and probably wants to know what is going on if you think it's something you should bring to her attention. Again, I've not seen these screenshots at this time. Now, she also has a complaint against me that I fabricated these screenshots. She says in December 2019,
Yeah.
Steve fabricated screenshots. That is a lie that she would have to prove, and she can't. And I want people to know now why she can't. And I said, just to have some screenshots she may want to see. Kimmy says, "Thanks, dog. I'll send them when I get the okay. Ready for this shit? Oh no, now what?" And she posts the screenshots. I don't want to go into them, obviously, because out of respect for the family. But she says this makes me sick. This is my response. Nikki, will you play? You read so well the other day. Will you please read Kimmy's and I'll read mine? Or do you want? You know what? No, you did. You played me. Can you play me?
I just gotta make this bigger if I can. Okay, there we go. So, which one am I? Gray or blue?
You're blue, and I'll play Kimmy. This makes me sick.
No fucking way. No.
Scream it, baby. Scream it. Yell it. I was mad. I was like, what the fuck? I was losing my shit.
Jesus fucking Christ. No deal.
No, it's supposed to be not.
No.
Yeah. So I mean, I couldn't even type. Kimmy said this was before she posted all her sympathy all over the fucking place.
Why would KJP say this shit knowing her shit gets out, and how sociopathic can you be? Is this released yet?
No, we just want to get to Leslie first. I won't do a video for a week or so. No damn way I'm posting this shit with these folks while these folks are grieving. Having compassion for the family. Go figure.
Yeah. Yeah, let Leslie decide. That I would. Leslie says she wants it out there.
And it's supposed to be if Leslie says she wants it out there, up to her.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
if Leslie says
it's a
that
typo.
she
I was
wants it
mad.
out there.
You know, so that
Yeah,
right there. So that right there proves that we did have consideration for the family. It was obviously after they had said they did want to release. But let me go back to screen sharing just the other portion for you, so it's easier to read because I know it's so hard in here. But like I said, I did not fabricate anything. Any accusations that I fabricated anything are a complete lie. They have been debunked thoroughly, and she still again, put in her lawsuit against me that not just a 2-year-old, but her actual lawsuit against me that I have the complaint that has not been released yet. That I fabricated these screenshots. It is evidential. This is called exculpatory evidence. That not only did I not fabricate them, that I was mortified by them, and I believe they're real. And I still believe they're real. And the person who sent them, I would get an affidavit saying that yes, that she sent them to me. So, anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry, Nikki.
I was just saying I do too, because she does say a lot of things like what she said in there. She's very spiteful and she's very mean. The things that comes out of her mouth, that's why I would believe this.
Oh, absolutely. And she said something very similar on a video comment. She says in the lines about, well, what about me? Yeah, a child died, but what about me? I'm paraphrasing, but you remember what I'm talking about. So, yes, I absolutely believe that she's capable of saying something like that. Yes. So, I have every reason to believe. So, let me ask you this. So, the legal people out there, and Nikki, she would have to show that I did these things maliciously because she's a public figure, correct?
Yeah.
So, can you, if you're a judge and you saw the evidence that I was sent these screenshots, how I reacted, and that the person who sent them to me was willing to make an affidavit saying that she didn't create them, I didn't create them, and she just sent them to me to get my opinion on them. And the person who puts in the complaint that I fabricated them, which would have been malicious, sure, I believe that. If you fabricate something, that is malicious, that's intent. How would she expect to ever win her lawsuit?
Right? Yeah, that exactly.
She knows it's bullshit.
Because those screenshots, you can clearly tell that you're in shock. Like, what the hell is going on?
Those are from 2019 too.
Oh my God.
2019. Yeah, and so she knew, and she put in her counterclaim to me that it was complete nonsense. She knows where I got these from. She's aware of all this stuff. She didn't care. She lies in court. Everything that I put in my court proceedings, I double and triple check. I make sure that it's accurate. Why? Because you have to in a court of law. That's just why Kyle got busted for fabricating stuff, and I didn't. Because I didn't fabricate anything. Not only did I not fabricate anything, I made sure I proofread repeatedly before I got things notarized. Which you should do in a legal case, by the way. Right? So I want to make sure that my shit was right.
You did it the smart way.
What's that?
You did it the smart way, which going up against her, you'd have to. You have to, cross all your T's and dot all your I's, because that one's sneaky.
And that's why I think I was her greatest. I'm going to use the word threat, and I want people to recognize threat as in exposing her for her lying, not for anything else. I've never made any kind of threat to her. She said I made death threats to people. That was a lie, of course. People found out that those things never existed. Go figure.
Yeah.
But she tries to manipulate the system. And now, again, I try to warn other people about this because she has threatened legal action against how many people now? Sherelle, CC Suarez, Molly Golightly, I think by now. I think, actually, I don't know. I don't know if Molly's got a cease and desist or not, but I know other people did. And she also issued, a dozen or more preservation letters to people that have nothing to do with anything to preserve evidence that doesn't exist?
Yeah, and
right?
About her.
I mean, it
was ridiculous.
I'm like, I've heard fishing, but holy Christ Almighty, you've got absolutely nothing. So you're going to give preservation orders to people like Emily Lee Baker, who's I've never talked to. What the hell does Emily Baker have to do with me? Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. No, just like now, she's trying to say that CC Suarez has to keep all of her shit because she's going to be brought into the lawsuit.
She what? Yeah. Wait, talk to me. I don't know what the hell. What?
She said in a video, one of her Facebook lives, that CC Suarez is talking to people like Charlotte, and she shouldn't be because these stories have already been said and told, and they've already been proven false, which we know that's a lie. And then CC Suarez shouldn't be talking to any of those people because she can be brought into the lawsuit.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah, that part I knew. I thought she is going to be brought into a lawsuit. Okay. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that threat. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Jan, as they say. So there's the evidence on that. That again proves that she lied about that. That proves that I did not fabricate anything.
Yep.
Anybody who says otherwise, you now know is just a flying monkey for Katie, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, number 12. In November 2019, Ms. McRae claimed that I struck a channel, meaning that I was responsible for getting a channel taken down. Not necessarily. You can strike a channel and not necessarily go down. Okay, but whatever. We'll call that a pass, but it's not true. But and stole money from a mother. What? When did I ever say she stole money from a mother? Because now I know what she's referring to. She's always referring to the super chat drive that I had for LEB, right? But when the hell did I say she stole money from her? That now again, you're a judge. You're just looking at this, going, okay, I don't know anything about these people. Oh, this guy. Okay, so she's claiming this guy McRae that struck a train, and that he's saying that she stole money from a mother. Which, by the way, I don't know what that have to do with harassment, but to get a restraining order, but whatever. He held a fundraiser claiming that I falsely struck the channel on YouTube and effectively stole a career from a family. I began receiving death threats from his fans. First of all,
oh my God,
I only have a handful of fans, and I use that word very, very tongue-in-cheek, but there's only a handful of people I would consider to be, quote, fans, and they're only fans because they say, hey, we're a big fan of yours, right? But when the hell have any of you sent her death threats? I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, people. This is what she's telling a judge. I began receiving death threats from his fans, and she's also said this about Todd Chrisley's fans. She's also said this about other people's, YouTuber people. But I've never seen a death threat to her, and I mean, come on.
Nobody has.
Nikki, have you ever sent her a death threat?
Nobody. I've never have. Not one person has ever seen these death threats or any claims about her child that she's running with that right now. People are threatening.
Have I ever asked you to send a death threat to somebody?
Like
say no.
Nobody's
say no.
Any of
oh my God.
No.
I mean, and here's the thing. It's like if there were fans out there who were seeing death threats, first of all, she's trying to make it sound like I actually told people to do that, which is absurd. That's why she's on these preservation orders, hoping to get some evidence that doesn't exist, which doesn't work that way. But what is it? I mean, she's trying to tell a judge that she's getting death threats because she stole money from a mother, making it sound like, oh, she's a bad person. She stole money from a mother. Let's send her death threats. I do believe that she falsely struck LEB's channel. She falsely struck my channel. I have the evidence for that. She falsely struck a video for Dumb Fuck of the Year, 6th annual, right? Kitty Joy for Dumb Fuck of the Year, 6th annual, which is a satire. It's tongue in cheek. It is supposed to be for Dumb Fuck of the Year that Reds Redder would do every year, and most time Flat Earthers would win. But that particular year, we were nominating Katie Joy. Perfectly fine. It's not a violation against TOS, but it happens to also have in that video of her when she's saying, when I get to be older, I think older people have the right to harass young boys.
Oh, she said when she gets older, she can't wait to sexually harass young boys.
Because she's earned the right to, as she said. She goes on to say, because at that age, I think they've earned a right to do that. Yeah, that's what she said. That was in that video, by the way. Yeah. So she struck that video. That it didn't go down. It's, by the way, fun fact, it's still on my channel. Yeah, go figure. So that was a lie to the court. I never said she stole money, and I still believe that she did like that. She got a lot of channels struck. So what does this have to do with a restraining order? And by the way, she says I received death threats from fans. Okay, can I see some evidence for that, please? Because she certainly didn't give any during discovery to my lawyer. Now again, we put out all the evidence she gave my attorney on Aaron's channel,
and she never has any proof for any of it.
Shocker.
Mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, shocker.
Yeah,
she's learned she could lie and not have ramifications and repercussions. She's learned about this in her life. She's learned that she can lie with impunity because sociopaths have learned that most people are not dishonest, and when you're when you just lie about everything, people tend to just go, okay, she's a liar, move on, kind of stuff or whatever. But now she's affecting real life people. Yes. So that tease is really good. All right, moving on here. 13. In November 2019, Mr. McRae claimed that on Twitter that I have fabricated my son's illness and suggested I have Munchausen by proxy. Really? Can anybody go find on Twitter where I said that? Because it never happened.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, go ahead. Are you on Twitter right now, Nixie?
No, I'm not. I'm just completely paying attention to you.
Oh, you're a good sister wife. Is there anybody on Twitter that can go look and find Munchausen by proxy by me? Because I think the only place I even say it, and I didn't look it up, but I even say somewhere that I was like, no, I don't think she has Munchausen by proxy. It was actually LEB that said that, not me. So there's nowhere on Twitter that says that. Plus, I never said she fabricated anything because I said certain things are incongruent with what she has said. And I certainly know that her son did have very severe issues very early on. That was a fact. I've never questioned that. She lied and said that I did. Nope, never did. Never did. Despite having my son verify conditions, okay, what I said was all the conditions she had, because my lawyer said, hey, Steve, can you get me all the places she has said these things about her son, all the links? And I did. So
yeah,
she told the court in her petition, quote, that I released her son's medical records.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Her medical records, not, oh, I said that about my son, and Steve said, hey, some of these things are incongruent with each other. I'm not a medical professional, but from what I understand, they're incongruent with each other. Like being born without a pituitary gland, having hydrocephalus, having adrenaline storms, chiral malfunction, malformations. Yeah, so many different things.
Now claiming that he was worked properly. Wow.
But according to her on her petition, I released her son's, quote, medical records. That never happened, clearly.
You can't say something like that. It's not.
I guess Courtney Katie can say whatever she wants. Because it only took until a year later, 2 years later, where people started recognizing this and started taking action and started talking about her more and pointing these things out. Although CC Suarez was not a deep dive, she still used Katie's own words against her. Katie has more hate watchers than she has live, actual watchers. She has more channels against her than any other content creator I've ever seen. This is why, because she's done this. She's the only one
getting sued. Like, you know what I mean? She's the only one that keeps continually getting sued. No other creator that I know of is.
I don't know anybody that's been sued or threatened to be sued for defamation so many times. It's ridiculous.
Same.
She says, it goes on and says, I began receiving messages from his fans that I'm a child abuser. Really? Who did that?
No.
Never saw any evidence of that. None of my fans ever did anything of the sort. That's an outright lie. Some fans have gone as far as finding my location to try to contact me. She put her location was on her limited liability corporation. I didn't put anything out. Yep. That's where people found it, and they did try to contact her, but I have no idea about what. But that has nothing to do with me. But it wasn't even my fans. Everything she's ever shown about a screenshot, I'm like, I don't know that person.
Yeah.
Because my son has severe disabilities and needs 24-hour care, and we have nurses and personal care assistants with help with my son, all of which are mandated reporters and are required to report any abuse. I've never said that there was any abuse in the family. I would say there has been maybe a form of neglect as in not paying any attention to, but that's my personal opinion, and that's not even a criminal thing. But
that's my personal opinion as well.
You think so? Yeah, I mean, there's only so many hours in a day, and if you spend your entire life online, how much time do you have to your family?
Yeah.
It's just math. This is math. There's only 24 hours in a day. So, anyways, that was determined to be a lie. Number 14. In November 2019, Mr. McRae claimed that I was a danger to the community and called me an existential threat on humanity. By the way, she means existential threat. The lawyer didn't catch this. I mean, again, people make typos and mistakes. I'm not going to dog on it, except that it's funny because existential is a philosophical term. Extensional is a philosophical term. It is intentionality and extensionality, and they're mathematical and philosophical terms that are very complicated, actually. But she means existential threat on humanity. Okay. He told his Patreons that he would not stop speaking about me until my career is buried. Not what I said. I have a lot of patrons, or I did at the time. I don't have as many now, but if you want to become Patreon to help, expose this person, by all means, go to my Patreon or become a member of the channel. You get a cool green name. I am trying to promote myself because I want this woman to be known as the liar she is to everybody, because this is not just me she's done this to.
No, there's way too many people involved now that she's going after, and something has to be done. Like, this has got to stop.
Well, the only way it's going to stop is for somebody to, make sure that it is the fact that she's done these things and YouTube says her channel is not, a viable channel. I mean, again, people say, cancel culture. But when you're harming people, I'm telling you, she's using a really big platform to harm people. And I do believe that. But let me show you guys what I actually said. Would you like to see it? I think you've already seen it, but other people may have not. So let me find it real quick. Okay, so let me go back to my handy dandy thing here. Can you look on the outside? Because it was not going to show for you on the inside. You've already seen it. But here's the DM. The DM says, news. Katie Joy Paulson is an immediate existential, not extensional, but existential threat to all content creators. Same dishonest abuse of the DMCA system that flat earthers do to silence people. When someone asks why we expose her, show them this tweet. This tweet is still up, by the way. My use was fair use, and she abused the DMCA process. This was, in fact, video Katie Joy Paulson, Dumbfuck of the Year, 6th annual, taken down, issued by Without a Crystal Ball. She has said she doesn't falsely strike channels. Well, here's your evidence that she does.
Yes,
right
she
there.
did.
Boom. That video is still up. And it says you've received 1 copyright strike. That got removed. And the video is still up. So when she says in her affidavit to the judge, according to her under sworn oath, which again it wasn't, that I said she was an existential threat to, quote, humanity, compare and contrast. That was a lie. Shocker. I know, guys. I'm sorry. I'm blowing your mind that she lies, right? I'm sure, right?
Oh, it's so many lies too. Wow.
You know, and people might say, well, why is Steve laughing about this stuff? Because it's so comical at this point. Because it is Before I had to work really hard to show that she lied. Now it's nothing. Now it's like just, you know, it's easy as tying a shoe kind of stuff, you know?
Exactly. That's why I'm giggling as well, because it's just, you have to laugh because it's just so stupid. It's idiotic. It can, you can prove her false claims just like that, snap of a finger, right? That's why it's like I just laugh because
it's getting worse. It's so much easier. People have it made nowadays. Before we had to work to show these things. Like, okay, here's Katie, here's that, and there's a channel called Without a Crystal Ball versus Without a Crystal Ball, who literally does that. Must spend a lot of time finding where Katie says this, and then she says something completely different, right? Right.
Yeah.
All right. Go back. I'll let Windows open here. I apologize. All right. So that was determined that was a lie. I never said she was an existential threat to humanity, but this is what she's telling the judge, right? Thinking, oh, hey, judge, this guy says I'm a threat to humanity and I'm getting death threats. My life is in danger. This is the narrative she's trying to tell the judge.
That's sick.
I mean, this is. I swear to you, if you are somebody that has ever been a victim of violence, or been in a situation of domestic violence, or been in a situation where you feel like your life is in danger, you should be just mortified at this point, because this person, Katie Joy, is using that feeling, that visceral feeling that you get when your life is in danger, and all of us have had positions like that before, especially people in domestic violence cases. That she's manipulating the system to make it sound like she needed a restraining order against somebody that was causing death threats to her. That's saying that this person is an existential threat to humanity and needs to be removed. That's the narrative she's trying to portray to this judge, and you should be offended by this. You should be. Okay, so number 15. In December 2019, Ms. McRae uploaded videos, continued to assert the screenshots were crafted by me. I continue to receive death threats. Well, yeah, I believe they're true. I still believe they're true. Now remember that screenshots I showed you were from December 3, 2019?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, I continue to assert that they're real, and I still to this day continue to assert that they're real. Has anybody ever heard you say that they're not real? Nope, I believe that they're real. If somebody can prove that they're not, okay, and I also said I'd change my position. I'd let you guys know, right? But that's never happened. And of course, she says I continue to receive death threats. Sure, Jane.
Yeah.
And you know what's so funny, Nikki? There's one person that was like psychopathic that, you know, probably would do that, and that the UK person, but she was the only one. And so what Katie did was, everybody's related to the UK psycho, right?
Yes.
Which, by the way, I've never had a single conversation with.
In that category.
I've never had a single conversation with that woman, nothing on any platform, and yet supposedly I was manipulating her and getting her to do my bidding, and then I was sending her death threats as well. Okay, where? All right, so let's get on. Okay, so remember, Justin, where I said there's a contradiction? Let's see if we can find it here. Now, December 2019, Ms. McRae reached out to TV personality Ashley Jones from Teen Mom. I did a story about Ashley in December 2019, and two of them started a hate group entitled Without a Freaking Clue. That was a lie. I didn't know who the hell Ashley Siren even was, or Ashley Jones. She goes by both names. She started that group completely on her own accord. I had never talked to her at that point, never even knew who she was, never even heard her name. But what does this say? Can you read that? That's highlighted. Right here. Right here. What does that say right there?
And the two of them started a hate group entitled Without a Freaking Clue.
Now, didn't she not say she said that I started the group? above to the court. This is I started a hate group.
Sorry?
She didn't mention anything about
Yeah.
her, right? And then later on, she says in another court document somewhere that I have that I didn't start it. Ashley started, but when Ashley left, I went to Facebook and I asked me to be the admin of that group, because if you leave a group without an admin, you can take it over, and that's what I did, right?
Yeah.
She says, the hate group is now used to target and harass me. It never was. The group admits to having my address, and Ashley Jones admits during live stream that the group discussed getting, quote, getting the bitch. That she did say. Ashley did say that. And I think that was before I even knew who Ashley even was. And that's how Ashley speaks. She's very, very forthright, very, very direct. She's just like, I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to get this bitch because she had a hate thing for Katie. And by the way, I still don't know what the hell that was over. I don't care either.
I don't know either.
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with me. And she left the group about a day or two later. And so when Tina and I took it over, we were like, no, we're going to make this group into a group that merely tracks what Katie says in commentary. Yep. She then says in December 2019, Ashley Jones leaves the group, which again, so she creates it in December and leaves in December. This was a matter of a couple days, okay? Days. Yeah. She even admits here it's the same month, so it could have been more than 4 weeks, but it was days. Ms. McRae takes over as administrator of the hate group. The group targets my tweets. They admit to stalking my Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook to document anything I do in order to, quote, expose me. That's not stalking. That's holding accountable. She's a public figure. How is it if a public figure puts something out that's stalking if they put it out publicly?
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. So that's the story with the group. I did not know who the hell Ashley Siren was. I've never seen Teen Mom in my life. I've never seen Teen and Pregnant or whatever. I've never watched any of those things, okay? So when Ashley formed that group, I didn't know who she was. She left the group, and I took it over because it didn't have an admin. It's a thing that you can do through Facebook. So when she says that the two started the group together, guess what, Nikki? Guess what? That was a lie. Yeah.
What?
I know. You sound shocked, man. So people know that by now, is that I did not start that group. I did not start it with Ashley. I didn't know who Ashley even was until after the fact, and then I took it over by going to Facebook and saying, may I have admin, because this group doesn't have one, and they gave it to me. That's it. Moving on to 18. In January 2020, Mr. McRae says he will not stop talking about me because he was exposed for lying about the striking of a channel and screenshots were proving fake. Funny fact, Nikki, now she's changed that. Now she says, Mr. McRae will not stop talking about me. Do you remember what she said? Do you remember? Why now I won't stop talking about her? Think back to what she accused me of in her recent file, thing that she hasn't filed, but she served on me. She said, do you remember? The reason being
there's so much.
That I rebuked her advances.
Oh, yes.
So her story now is that I made continual, this is her words, continual and unwanted come-ons, and that she rebuked my advances, and because she rebuked my advances, I went on a 2-year-long harassment campaign against her. Those are her. That's what she said. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Katie just makes men go wild.
Oh yeah.
If your advances, I can't even get it out, man. Jesus Christ! If your advances are rebuked by Katie, it's just going to drive most men crazy, right? Right? Hey, Justin, and if I'm not mistaken, Justin's gay, right? So, Justin, even yourself as a gay man, does not Katie Joy just drive you crazy, though? I mean, seriously, would you not go straight for Katie, and if she rebuked your advances, you would go on a 2-year-long harassment campaign? Because I think that's what Katie's going to. That's the narrative she's going to try against you, man. Just heads up properly.
Wow.
Now you know why I have to laugh at this stuff, because it's I have no choice. It's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
But it is very serious. It is very serious. This woman falsely accused me of making unwanted come-ons against her. Oh God. I'm sorry, man. It's like seriously, of all fucking people, Katie. Of all people that I would make unwanted advancements, it had to be her. Seriously? God damn. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! You're making me laugh. Thank you. By the way, thank you. I'm so glad that I can laugh about this now. I can't because for years it was like, holy shit, I'm not gonna let
Yeah.
her get away with this. But I'm happy now that people recognize it. People know she lied about that. There's not a single person alive that in my little corner that gives a shit about Katie, claiming these charges of sexual harassment because they know she lied. The only people that are even remotely talking about it,
Yeah.
they don't care. They know she lied. They're still going to promote it anyways because they're flying monkeys for her. That's it, right? Where's the triggering warning for that visual? Yeah, no kidding, right? 19 in January.
I'm glad it's coming out.
What's that?
I just said I'm glad. I'm just glad that it's all coming out now.
Yeah, and I'm glad too because there's a lot to come out. And again, this is just the first round. I got plenty more coming out. And by the way, it will be doing. It will be. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just said tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, and it will be done on other channels as well. I'm telling you right here now, it will be put on other channels.
Yeah.
And bigger channels. So let's leave it at that. I'm working on stuff. But anyways, number 19 in 2020, Sherelle, another YouTube creator, asked me to collaborate with her. Miss McRae directs his hate group to target the video I made with her and harass Sherelle. That never happened. Nobody harassed Sherelle. And second of all, I did not find out about Sherelle's video like 3 days later. There was already like 4,000 freaking comments or some shit like that. So there was comments on Sherelle's video that from people that said, "Hey Sherelle, you should talk to Steve. If you want to know about Katie, Steve is the go-to person." But that was there was no harassment. At no time Sherelle said, "Oh, people harassed me." No, that never happened. They told her that I'm a child abuser, a liar, and they flooded her YouTube channel with over 4,000 comments. She eventually turned on me and believes their lives. Here's the fun fact. Those 4,000 comments, were there before I even knew that video existed. So
this sounds like high school. If I'm a judge reading this, and I'm reading, they told her that I'm a child abuser, a liar, and they flooded her YouTube channel with over 4,000 comments, she eventually turns on me and believes their lies. If I were a judge, I'd be like, "Are you 12? I mean, what is this?"
Here's the thing. This shouldn't be to me. I don't know how this is a restraining order. This is something that would be in a defamation lawsuit. But this is to ask a judge. Hey, judge, I am in fear. I need protection. I cannot be around this person who lives, 1,500, 800 miles away, which makes no sense. That's not. But restraining orders are people that you know. But she's trying to use it to silence people, right? But yeah, it's like, oh, so these people were mean to you, therefore you need a restraining order. Oh, okay, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This is ridiculous.
All right, but again, that the internet determined that was a lie. So I didn't send anybody over. Nobody that I know went over to harass Sherelle. Sherelle was never harassed, and of course, it had over 4,000 comments by the time I even knew the video. All right, moving on here. In March 2000 through May of 2020, Mr. McRae and his group called the police on me. Really? I'm just going to stop right there, Nikki. What the F? I've never called the police on her. I've never called anything on her. I've never called CPS. I've never called anyone on her. So have I asked anybody to? And everybody who has, I've denounced because I thought every single one of them were bullshit. And all I did was lead into her persecution.
Yeah, nobody should be doing that.
Right. So see how she tried to put that on me? Oh, Steve, Steve and his group. No, Tina never did this either. Never once.
Yeah.
Contacted my neighbors. Actually, there was a person who contacted her neighbor. I don't remember who it was. That tells you how much of it, somebody in my group. No, it's just somebody that wanted to know about her flag. Because if you guys remember, she had said that her pride flag was ripped by her neighbor, and she was crying on stream. How could they do this? It's 2000 something or whatever.
Yeah.
How can people treat people like this? Oh, by the way, let me tell you, I do believe that she absolutely abuses the LGBTQ plus community. She is not LGBTQ plus, in my opinion. Again, my opinion. She uses it to manipulate. But do you remember the story, Nikki?
Mm-hmm. Oh, damn right. The first part, she said that her pride flag was all was like ripped and stuff because of the wind. There was a windstorm, and it'll fade and get some rips and tears because it's an older flag and it's outside. And then all of a sudden she comes on bawling her eyes out, trying to cry anyways, saying about how she says, well, my neighbors, they had a Trump flag, so I put up my pride flag, and they don't like that. They believe Trump and they're with Trump, so they tore and ripped my flag. This is a hate crime.
Yep, that's what she said.
Oh my God, you already told everyone
And then Nikki, she goes on, and there's a video on this. I think it's on like Without a Crystal Ball, which is Without a Crystal Ball. She says, "I never said it was a hate crime." The hell you didn't? Yes, you did.
Yeah, she did.
Yes, and I don't know, like I said, if Justin's aware of that particular instance. He probably is. He probably knows all about this shit. But that to me is disgusting. That is, look, my channels support the gay community. They always have. They always will. Non sequitur. The co-host was gay. The producer was gay, and then the producer is a man that I loved. You know, not in that way. We weren't romantically involved, but I absolutely loved Bulinator with all my heart. He was one of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever met in my entire life. And people still to this day are just besmirching him. People have said that, accusing us of murdering him. People have been saying that he was a scam artist and a con man. These people are these people deserve to go to hell. Just straight up go to hell.
They do.
Because they know they're doing it just to upset people. But when you're that much of a shitbag that you're degrading the memory of one of the finest people that I've ever met, of the dead, you're a sociopath. You are a sociopath. Maybe some of them psychopaths. But yeah. So I mean, my channels have always been supportive of that. What has she ever done to support any of that? Nothing. She said, she said she was attracted to women once. That's all she's ever said. I'm sorry. Really? And then she said she made out with one. And she made her sick though, or something, right?
So I mean.
Did she say?
Yeah,
she made that the thought of her with another woman made her sick at some point.
Oh, that I don't know.
Yeah, I remember somewhere along the lines. This is. I'm going to even put this out speculative because I cannot be sure about this, and I tell you guys I cannot be sure. But somewhere along the lines, I remember her saying something along the lines of her thinking about with another woman. It made her grossed her out. Now, you guys document much more stuff than I do anymore. Maybe somebody remembers it, but I thought so. Yeah. All right, so moving on here. 20 in March through May of 2020, Mr. McRae and his hate group called Policeman contacted my neighbors, posted a police report on YouTube of a dispute I had with my neighbor, which was peacefully resolved. I had nothing to do with that. I don't remember the person who even posted it, but it had nothing to do with me. So she's trying to get a restrainer against me. What does this got to do with me? I never called anything on her. I never asked anybody to. I never contacted her neighbor and passed around my address and direct messages. I did post her message in direct messages because I was asking about her buying her house using fundraiser money. And so I was asking about that because people asked me to ask about that. So yes, that was true.
People are still asking about that.
Yeah. Fernando says, I can tell you, the LGBTQ plus community do not want her. I have no doubt about that, dude. No doubt. Yeah. None. Devil Dog said she did a podcast in 2018 talking about why she put her pride flag out as opposition to her neighbor, and she mentioned nothing about belonging to the community. Oh yeah, no, I know. She changed it later on. I mean, at some point along the line, she's like, "Oh, I need to pretend to be part of this community." You know, she infiltrates these communities, try to do like, pretend to be one. No, I'm sorry, I don't buy it. Sorry. But but you know what's so funny, Nikki? She's so willing to out other people. What? Like, God, yeah. Todd Chrisley, yeah, I know, Look at
Todd Chrisley.
Yeah, he's definitely gay. He's just in the closet. Look, here's the thing, man. If you're in the gay community and you out somebody, I disrespect you. I mean, it's not your concern.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
Yeah, you're an asshole. I mean, I can understand why they want to, I'm just doing it because it should be normalized and blah, 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 but it's not your right to talk about other people.
Exactly.
It's not your right. And you don't know the harm and the damage it can cause.
She's still calling the Duggar boys, saying that she's calling them pedophiles, saying that it's in the family. She hasn't mentioned which one. She's saying that. She's also saying that there's Duggars that are gay.
Yep. Saw that too.
As fact, and that's not fact.
Yeah,
it's none of her fucking business.
Who does this? I mean, it's just it really. If she was part of the LGBTQ plus community and she's doing these things, they would be denouncing her left and right. The reason they don't is because they don't want her, they don't consider her in that community at all.
Exactly.
So you don't see them going after her. That I get it, right? All right. So it also says they laugh and have made comments. Quote: they think she's safe. They also have contacted my husband's employer. Now that was something that Tina regrets ever saying, but in context, because Katie is the queen of decontextualization. What Tina was saying was, Katie, your address is already out there. How how is it you're like, oh, I'm safe in my home, but then say, oh, but they put out my address, and Tina was basically saying, your address has been out there. You think you're safe that people couldn't find you if they wanted to, but nobody wants to find you. That was Tina's argument. Nobody cares.
Again, it's out of context.
Oh, absolutely, it's out of context. And by the way, it's funny. And even I in the group said, Tina, and I reposted Tina's thing and say, hey, Tina, you know what is going on with this? I wanted to know what she meant by it. I didn't post her address. And by the way, her address wasn't even there. It was just an empty field. There was the address was not posted by Tina. And this is the grounds by which she went about to try to get a HRO on Tina. This very thing. She thinks she's safe to get a restraining order against Tina. Like Tina is going to travel all the way from where she lives. I think people most know what state she's in, but I don't want to say just in case. But, oh yeah, Tina's going to travel all the way down from where she's in. Like, I guarantee it's 2,000 miles away to where she's at. I mean, come on. And then she said, they have contacted my husband's employee. I don't know the person who contacted her husband's employee. I don't even recognize the voice. I heard the video, the audio. I don't know who that person is.
Everybody's heard that video, and not one person can pinpoint who that person is. Nobody knows.
It doesn't sound familiar, and it has an accent, so a very distinguished voice. Or you can tell it's if you hear it again. But I don't recall anybody that voice is. Okay. So, all right. Number 21 in May 2020, Miss McRae teamed up with Sherelle to quote expose me. That didn't happen. We had one thing on my channel, and then Sherelle turned coattails and hauled ass away, and I don't trust her at this point. He claims I stole money from him. Really? Falsely accused him of fraud and sexual harassment. He claims I stole money from him. She did falsely accuse me of fraud and sexual harassment, but I'm sorry, my audience out there, when did I ever say that she stole money from me? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Anybody?
I don't recall that at all.
Oh, because it never happened. Never happened. She's telling a judge this, right? Judge, hey, judge, he claims I stole money from him. Really? Okay. Go find it on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Where? What money did she possibly steal from me? I made it very clear that Kyle took all the money.
Yeah.
From the Non Sequitur show. Which, by the way, I'm filing paperwork on that still. I got 2 things that got to be sent off and then sent. So, oh, it's out of frame. Somebody says out of frame. I'm sorry. Let me fix that.
I can't see the chat. I'm on my phone. That might be why. If I'm on the computer, I can, but I'm on my phone.
No, the frame is good. I looked. I'm sorry, but thank you for pointing that out. No, but the framing is right on my thing. So, yeah, I think it is on your end. All right, so this is an outright lie. Again, she's telling a judge to get an ex parte restraining order, which is, again, just for an emergency kind of stuff. Okay, we got to do this because all this stuff. And then come tell the court the evidence to prove your case, right?
Yeah.
Then she says, when Sherelle canceled the series, I didn't know there was supposed to be. Oh, yeah, that's right. She was supposed to do a series. Yeah, Sherelle was going to do a series on Katie Joy, and I was like the first of the series. And then she was going to talk to Ashley Siren. She was going to talk to Shens, the real Shens.
Okay.
And the real Shens, not the Shens panty liner.
Not the panty liner.
And by the way, fun fact, I have that video, the one that never got released. Why? Because Sherelle asked me to clean up the audio on it. Because it was so bad, and I was like, "Look, I'm not very good at this stuff," but I was doing podcasting at the time, obviously.
Yeah.
So I said, I can try to clean it up a little bit because it was so bad quality. But I have that video; it's never been released. So she was going to do it with Shens from, I think she's from Team Mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's Ashley Siren.
She related her somehow. I don't know the detail, nor do I care. But anyways, that was the series. He published an article accusing me of theft, fraud, using Me Too movement, and putting together screenshots out of order. Excuse me? Go read that. Go read my Me Too thing. I don't know if I put in the description, but where in there did I ever accuse me of stealing money?
Yeah, I don't recall that. Absolutely not.
I didn't accuse her of theft. I didn't accuse her of fraud. I did accuse her of using the Me Too movement and lying about me ever sexually harassing her. Absolutely. 100%. But nowhere in that article did I accuse her of theft and fraud. So if you want to read that article on your channels, I highly recommend it, and I would appreciate if you did. If you have a YouTube channel, this is the time to go to my blog. And again, people are like, oh, Steve's promoting his blog. I make about $1 a month on that blog, okay, nowadays. $1. I mean, $1.77 was my last one, okay? So this is not for views, clicks, or anything like that. it is to get the message out. But go to my blog and read what I wrote on your channels, because everything in there is true. I can back up anything in there. And if I make any errors, they're just unfortunate mistakes that I didn't catch, I will fix. Okay? But tell me, you've read it, Nikki, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was nothing in there.
There's nothing in there about theft and fraud. This was an outright lie. They then pasted together to paint me as a monster. I continue to receive death threats. How many times she mentioned death threats in here? 3 times?
I know.
Really?
I mean,
times.
Wow.
Yeah. And she is a monster, and that is my opinion. 22, Miss McRae. Okay. I know you. Look, and here's the thing. I don't even have to convince you and Suzanne and Tina and Aaron, any of those people. Why? Because you guys lived through it yourselves. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You've seen it firsthand.
Absolutely.
I've seen them do it to you. This is what I'm saying. The people that have not wavered, they know the facts. And even, you know, it's so funny, Nikki, even people that are no longer affiliated with me, none of them have ever said that none of this ever happened. None of this ever said, oh, Katie Joy isn't a piece of shit. None of them ever has not said Katie Joy did lie about these things. Not one. Even the people that I do not and will not ever associate her again, none of them have come around and said, oh, yeah, you know what? I did see evidence from Katie. She was telling the truth. Not one. Never will happen. I guarantee it.
Yeah, not one. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody.
Yep, because there's literally, she made this shit up.
Yeah.
Miss McRae has, number 22, Miss McRae has reached out to my professional network, including other creators, prior editors. Hey, hi, Suzanne. Hi, Suzanne. She was referring to you on this, which, by the way, Suzanne was never her editor, to make that very clear. She's never been her editor. That was another lie, but she's talking about Suzanne.
I know they work together at Patio's.
Yes. And then has encouraged them not to work with me. No, I didn't have to do shit to Suzanne. Suzanne was.
She does that to herself. To have, you know, nobody wants to work with to herself. I mean, nobody has to say anything. People figure it out pretty damn quick.
Yep. He's trying to ruin my career. And once again, this is her affidavit for a TR, which cannot be used in a court of law in the state of Minnesota, unfortunately. So nothing in here could ever be used against her in a court of law. It sucks. I know. Yeah. But that is how the law works. And I do understand, because they do want a woman to be able to put down, you know, whatever, to try to make sure she has her safety. But the problem is that you have to now go to court if there's a hearing and substantiate what you said. And I think there needs to be stronger ramifications for people to lie on these things.
I do too. You know, there should be major consequences.
Absolutely. If you lie, I mean, not just, people, I understand people embellish. I get it. But to lie on something like this, to the degree that she did, there needs to be ramifications. And
absolutely.
Suzanne's like, I threw my hands up in frustration quickly with her. Yeah, she was never an editor. She was a mentor. Hashtag blame Suzanne. I was just going to say, because what I read from Suzanne, because I watched her too, so I watched her videos, and she didn't take long. I was reading Suzanne's articles, actually, on my about her time with Katie. Yeah, I hope she puts out more on that. By the way, we do know now officially that Suzanne is to blame. So Suzanne, say it. Say, I made Katie Joy the journalist she is today. Go ahead. I dare you.
So now it's not.
That's no longer Steve's fault.
It's hashtag Suzanne's fault.
We can blame Suzanne for all this. Thank you. She mentored her.
Oh
she made Katie the reporter and journalist she is today.
But you brought her ass to YouTube, so it's your fault too.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Still, that was Kyle. That was actually. She even said that I contacted her to do all this stuff. No, Kyle initially contacted her. I didn't know who the hell it was. Kyle found her. Again, another lie. All right, moving on here. And by the way, the blog is in the video description, so you can find it. Her absolutely trying to Me Too me. All right, number 22. Oh, I got that. I'm sorry. Number 23. The amount of harassment online is astounding. Well, that's pretty much for anybody, especially anybody that is ever around her, because she has her flying monkeys go after them. I told my followers that I would be taking legal action. Okay. And she did serve me with a legal action. I still have that. It has not been made public yet. And if she does decide to pursue it, I'm ready to go for it. Absolutely ready to go for it. I have a whole legal plan in mind that she will not like, I guarantee it. And so that's fine, because I want her to prove in court her allegations. And I have a lot of backing this time. I've got to the right people.
And she can't.
What's that?
So, I mean, that's what's going to fuck her over.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. Like I said, when you make certain allegations about multiple people, different people, about the same thing, yeah, that's bad. That will hopefully bite her in the butt. All right, so she says, I told my father to make the illegal action. He did not believe that I would follow through. And that's kind of true. I did. I was like, okay, is she really this crazy and delusional to lie to a court?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she is. And so was Kyle. And again, they were buddies. You look, Nick,
Wow.
I did not for a second think Kyle would do what he did. Come on. Do you really think that for a second, when we were in the prime of the non sequitur show, that I would think Kyle would be stooping so low to forge documents, to forge signatures, to forge lease agreements,
No.
to change what's called Discover card documents, bank card, not Discovery, but Discover card bank records, to literally go in and change them and then submit them to the court as evidence?
That's
No,
insane.
I never would have suspected that. So. I didn't think she would follow through, and I certainly didn't. I mean, the fact she not only tried to do this to me, but she did it to Tina and Little Miss Noble, and had his attorney contact me to verify that I would take legal action. That's a lie. My attorney did not contact her that I'd be taking legal action. It was Ruhif that contacted her, which is an attorney in fact. That is not an attorney. An attorney in fact is not an attorney. Well, you know what? I'm gonna take that back. Now that I think about this, I'm sorry. You know what? Technically, an attorney in fact could be called an attorney. They can't be called a lawyer. I think if I'm not mistaken, again, I need a legal expert for this. An attorney in fact can act as an attorney, but not as as a lawyer. But again, I don't know. Maybe that's semantics. I'm gonna wait on that one. Okay. But to make it for clarification purposes, whether again, I just assume she's lying, right? I just jumped to lying. But on this one,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to say this is iffy because an attorney in fact could be maybe called an attorney. They can't be called a lawyer. But it was somebody that was again just somebody who had a limited power of attorney. Okay, that just said, hey, look, if you're taking legal action, let me know because I've been handling this stuff for Steve. He's the one that paid for most of the non sequitur show coast, not all of it. He's somebody that I love just as much as Bullinator, and I hope the very best for him, and I miss him every day. I miss both of them every day. But anyways, he has and by the way, he hasn't passed away. He has huge things dealing in real life, and that he has to take care of, and I understand that. He has talked extensively about how this is a veiled threat, and that he has done nothing wrong. Well, I've done nothing wrong, and I did think it was a veiled threat, but whatever. Okay, whatever. So, prove me wrong. Suzanne said, I'm very guilty of one thing. I didn't stop her from calling her for a reporter when Pathos ordered us to rebrand from blogger. Yeah, so she calls herself a reporter.
Oh, you're grounded, Suzanne.
Right? That's what happened. They didn't want to use the word blogger, so she needed a new name. So she came up with the thing, I'm going to call myself a reporter now. And they weren't thrilled about that. They didn't like that.
Wow.
24, I've consulted with multiple attorneys and have been advised that I have significant defamation claims. Okay, great. I've seen her defamation claims. Every one of them is bullshit. Here are her defamation claims. 1, I fabricated screenshots in 2019. I have proven that did not happen. That one's done. She says that I've accused her of doing fraudulent fundraisers. There's no evidence for that. What I actually said was something about Ronald McDonald Charity House or House Charities. Why did they not approve it? Why did she ever go to her PayPal? And something along the lines of running charities for other things, and that's it. But so what? That's not defamation to question where the money went.
And no, it's not at all.
And can start a lawsuit that require him to take down all the content he has put out. Okay. I have not taken down a goddamn thing. Nikki, people actually said, hey, Steve deleted a bunch of videos and tweets and all this other stuff. Really? Where? I didn't delete shit. I didn't delete a damn thing. Every tweet's still out there. Every one of them. Go look. So, she still has time to file. People are like, why are you egging her on? Because at this point, I really would like to see her prove her case. Oh, and the other things in her lawsuit.
Yeah.
What was the third thing? Oh, that I released confidential material that was sealed by the court. First of all, those were her evidences that she put to the TRO that were all nonsense. And my lawyer said I could. So what is it about malice again? Right? right? I mean, if I ask my lawyer, hey, lawyer, these things were sealed on the public side, but I have them. Can I release them? They're like, yeah, he said you came through them by your own legal means throughout the process of the court proceedings. You can do what you want with them. You can release them. But he also advised me that she's very litigious and she might try to be vexatious. And but that's what happened. And I was fine with that. I was like, okay, cool, let her do that. But he said you can release them. So in order to prove defamation lawsuit to a public figure, you have to prove malice. How can you be malicious if I asked my lawyer? And he said yes. So those are the three things in her defamation lawsuit against me. And she wants me to pay for her relocation cost because she doesn't feel safe.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's in there. Not kidding. She also said the same thing about Todd Chrisley. Not so much paying for relocation costs, but because of Todd Chrisley, people are sending her death threats now. And she doesn't feel safe.
Wow.
Number 25. I have chosen to start with this restraining order, but will pursue the full lawsuit if he does not stop harassing me. I've never started harassing her. I'm still talking about her. I will continue to talk about her. Why? Not just for my own benefit now, obviously, because people know she lied about me. That part is actually done. Yep. But what is again the reason why I talk about these things? Do you even remember? You don't pay attention.
No, sorry. I do. I swear sometimes.
Do you remember why I do this? Not for me, but for other people.
Well, that's the thing. You don't want anybody else to be a victim of KJ.
Correct. I really don't. Unlike other people, I actually give a shit about people, and I give a shit about people that I care about. And I do not want them doing this to other people. I've seen them do it to Tina, who I care about immensely. I care about Suzanne, who I kind of care about. I like Suzanne a lot. I mean, huge fan of Suzanne. But I'm not as daily talking to her as much as I do like Tina. And you, Nikki, I'm going to actually become quite fond of you, and I don't want her doing this shit to you.
I don't either. I really, really don't. Nobody does.
You're not going to sue me for sexual harassment now, are you? Steve said he wants to fondle me. I said fond of. Okay, Jesus Christ. Stop thinking like Katie. I gotta laugh at this shit. I mean, and you know what's so funny is, again, I didn't release the 135-page document that I have, but in those notes, I have the videos where Katie is literally being the most grossest, disgusting things she's saying on the Non Sequitur show when she was complaining, supposedly that I said the word penis, and she's talking about all these things. She's just absolute triple X-rated stuff.
She was nasty.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait a minute. Even if what she said was true, which it clearly wasn't, how the fuck is that sexual harassment on a show that was an adult show-oriented show? The Non Sequitur show was not for kids. Yeah. Let's put it this way. But clearly...
Even stuff she was saying to Kyle.
Yes. Oh, Kyle got it. Oh, it's so funny.
Like, she was going to sniff Adderall off his head?
She said she wanted to sniff Adderall off his ass or something like that. Maybe I'm embellishing, but definitely snort Adderall. She said something about snorting Adderall with him. But Kyle was uncomfortable. And I took a lot to get Kyle uncomfortable. And I don't understand why he was so uncomfortable, given the fact that he was talking about all this stuff before with her. But all of a sudden, they go live on it. Because I know he was talking about this in private. But she's like, well, how do you guys decide who's a bottom and all this other stuff? And he's like, this is not what we're going to talk about gross, a Non Sequitur show. And I get that. It was a little bit much. But at the same token, they had a good rapport. So, okay, people ask these types of questions, but he really was taken aback. I saw it in his eyes. So, all right. Number 26. I am frightened by his actions. Okay.
What?
A person who lives 2,000 miles away. Okay.
Yeah.
His entire existence online revolves around me and continues to take it further and further. My existence online is supposed to be philosophy, science, debunking things, having guests on, having conversations. I'm a conversationalist. I interview people. I talk to people. That's what I want it to be about. Matter of fact, I will tell you now, I'm thinking about starting a new thing, new show, kind of speak. It won't be on this channel or the Non Sequitur Show channel. It'll be on the Great Debate Community channel. Stick around, Nikki, after this episode, and I want to run it by you. But
plan.
Okay. But he says he has now published my address. That was a lie. I've never published her address. Never once. And her address, by the way, was something she put out, but I never did. With all the death threats I've received, I am terrified of what will happen to me if these people come to my home or my house. My family is not safe, and I'm not safe. She put this in her complaint against me as well. Okay. If you're not safe, show that has anything fucking to do with me.
Yeah.
Because she wants the court to order me to pay for her quote relocation costs. If you're that unsafe, make a court pay you.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, this is just nuts. Absolute fucking nuts. She's telling a judge this. Because here's the thing. How many people has she said this about now?
Yeah, you're right. That is the thing. She said this, but so many different people. You can't even.
You're cutting. Did you cut out?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Say what she said. She said so many people what?
She said that people. You can't even.
Oh my God, you keep cutting out. Are you on Wi-Fi right now? You sound like you're on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That's why. See, I can always tell people on Wi-Fi. I've been doing this a very long time. Can you get closer to the router?
Yes.
Thank you. You are cutting out, and I can tell you're on Wi-Fi. I know the Wi-Fi dropouts by her. I just know it by now.
Okay.
Dozens, Suzanne says. Yes, dozens. I'm surprised she hasn't said about Molly Go Lightly lately. Molly. Yeah, because of Molly, I'm fearful of people coming to my house. I'm fearful of my life and the safety of my family, and I need to be paying for the location cost to move to a bigger mansion. And Molly's going to pay for it. Yeah, I'm just waiting for that. Good luck with that, right?
Yeah.
But this is ridiculous. My family is not safe, and I'm not safe. Okay, then why didn't she?
Yeah,
okay.
that is. It's insane.
Oh, I can hear you now. You're not breaking up. So, Nick, let me ask you, as a woman, as a mother, you have kids, right?
I have a son. Yep.
Yep. As somebody who wants to protect your family, if you really thought that you were in danger, why would you not want to go through with this restraining order? What good is signing an NDA and filing a defamation lawsuit? What does that have to do? How does that protect your family? How does signing an NDA and then suing for defamation protect the family? If you felt like your family was unsafe, why would you not do anything in your power to make this restraining order stick?
That's an excellent point. I wouldn't be talking about or trying to sue you or this whole defamation and non-disclosure agreement and all the other stuff. I wouldn't.
Makes no sense.
If I was terrified for my family, that restraining order would. You're damn right. I would go for that. I wouldn't stop.
I wouldn't either. But she had 3 TROs. 3. All 3 were dismissed. Yeah. What does that tell you? That's vexatious. That is somebody who's misusing the legal system to shut down YouTube critics. And if you're a YouTuber, this is what I'm talking about her being an existential threat to content creators. Not humanity, but content creators, because this is what she did to us. She did it to us. She'll do it to you.
She will. She tries to shut people up with all these letters and stuff from her lawyers by telling you to shut her. It's insanity.
Yep. This is why I speak out. I am out of pocket $5,000 fucking dollars for speaking out against this woman. And when people say it's about the money, you can fuck off. How is it about the money if I'm negative in the red $5,000 because of this woman and another $5,000 because of Kyle? Now I'm slowly getting that back.
Yeah.
From Kyle, I'm still getting revenue now from the Non Sequitur show, so I thank you for that. And I'm going to be filing some new stuff on Kyle very shortly in order to try to collect. So I eventually might get something out of that, but I'm never going to recoup the $5,000 from that I've spent trying to get Kitty to defend her claims against me. It wasn't so much that I had to defend my claims. I don't care if you believe my claims at this point, because we know they're bullshit. We know, not the claims are bullshit, but we know that what she did was bullshit. We know that she lied about these things. Her allegations against me were bullshit. So I don't care if you believe the claims that I make. I don't care. I just don't give a flying fuck. What I care is she has made very specific claims about me and other people that she has no evidence for. That's what I want people to see. I've already shown my evidence. She lied about me.
I'm getting off my laptop, so can you put the link in, and I'll get off of this. It's pissing me off anyways. I'll get back on.
I'll put it on the live chat again. I'm only allowing you in anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Just put the link in the live chat, and then I'll hang up here, and there we go.
Awesome.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, I want everybody to think about that. If this woman was so unsafe, why did she not go through with the restraining order? I want to know. I was ready to go. I told him, I have everything. I'm ready to go. I gave him a bunch of evidence and everything, and finally, she had told me that they didn't want to pursue it. They didn't. All right. Number 27, the harassment has had an extreme effect on my safety, security, and privacy, and caused me to have panic attacks and lose sleep. She's been saying that about how many people now? I have lost appetite and in constant fear for my safety at home. I work from home, so there's no place I feel safe. So why didn't you pursue it? Oh, because you're lying your ass off. This is the same shit she says about everybody. How many people have she said she has panic attacks before she's even met me? This woman is delusional. And so when she's trying to tell the court, the judge, oh, this is having an effect on my safety. Bullshit. She knew that was a lie. It was a lie then. It's a lie now. She has said this not just about me now, but she said about other people, which, like I said, might come back to bite her in the ass. Because when you're telling a courts, whatever it is, when you're signing an affidavit and you're saying, I am terrified of these people's actions, I am feeling unsafe, I am being harassed, and you say that about multiple people now. She has said that about me, Tina, Little Miss Noble, Todd Chrisley, Jeffree Star, Tina Westbrook, Toddy Westbrook. God knows how many people she said this about. This is her go-to thing. Then they start losing credulity. Start losing credibility, and you start having incredulity about the people, right? If somebody says the same thing about a bunch of people, their credibility goes right out the window, and you have a right to be incredulous. Get Nikki back in here. Welcome back.
Hi, now I can see the chat.
Oh my God, you sound so much clearer too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was like apples and oranges. Half the time you were like, yeah, and then and you just stop mid-sentence.
Yeah, I was on my phone. I won't do that again. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I can tell you, it's bad. Anyways, at least you're here. You're here. All right. So,
yep.
So I was just telling people, why didn't she go through with the RO? If she said just she's having an effect on her safety, security, and privacy, and she's having panic attacks and losing sleep, she has loss of appetite and constant fear for her safety at home, then why didn't she have a hearing for any of these TROs? 3 of them that she said this right there, by the way, she said was in those other TROs as well. I have copies of them.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't make sense at all. Absolutely not.
Because she lied to the court.
If you're in fear of your life and your family's life, you get the restraining order.
She lied to the court.
Try and make you shut up.
Yep, exactly what it was. And we said that from the beginning. This was just a silence. We knew that. Number 28, I know the harassment will not stop until something happens and he's forced to stop. I'm sorry, but pointing out somebody lying is not against terms of service. I have not said anything that's been violation of terms of service. This channel and my other channels have never had any violations of community guideline strikes. Why? Because I'm just speaking the facts and my opinion on them, which I'm allowed to do. Number 29. By the way, I want you to read this one because this one really is very telling. That's in there.
All right. Which number?
Number 29.
Number 29. I don't want him to be able to talk about me online anymore.
This isn't a restraining order. This is to prevent somebody from physically being around you, not to silence you.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were just saying. I don't want him to be able to talk about me online. This is what the whole thing is about.
Absolutely, 100%. And as a matter of fact, that is actually what was in the NDA. In the NDA, the initial one was she did not want me to talk about her, and I told my lawyer she can F off. He said, okay, let me go back to them. He went back to them. They said, okay, we're just going to change it to disparaging. I'm like, okay, I don't give a shit about that. I can go a year without disparaging Katie. I have no interest in disparaging Katie. I don't care. I talk about the facts. I talk about what she has said. And so I said, so if she disparages me, though, I can, take it to court and get $5,000. Yeah, okay, sounds like a good deal to me. I didn't care at that point because you've read the NDA. Is there anything in that NDA that ever prevented me from doing commentary on her? Nope, not a damn thing.
Not one thing.
Did people lie about that and say there was? Yep.
Yeah.
For how long? And Nikki, I noticed something. Not one of them ever asked for the evidence.
Nobody. No.
Nope. Not back then. Yep.
Willow's got a question.
Yep.
They say, so is Todd Chrisley or whatever his name is actually going to jail for stealing money, or is that just wishful thinking from her?
I have
I will
no
tell
idea.
you that that's not true at all. He hasn't even went to court yet. Nobody can know that.
Well, they haven't gotten a sentencing. He's been to court. He has found guilty on 12 counts, but he has he's
found guilty, but he's not sentenced to prison whatsoever.
Right, he's not been sentenced yet. Yeah, he's not been sentenced.
And he's saying he's going to jail for 30 years.
No,
she's talking all this crap.
No, that's not what she said. She's not. I want to make sure we get it right. She said he can go to jail for up to 30 years.
She said on her video last night he's going to prison for 30
years.
Oh,
really? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't mean to correct you then. Yep, I'm sorry if that was the case.
No.
I'm sorry. Don't hate me. You're not going to go on a year-long harassment campaign to hate me now, are you?
No.
Okay.
Of course not. No, because you didn't know. You don't watch her. She said last night in her live. That's why I think Willow's asking.
Okay.
Because yeah, is it just wishful thinking? Absolutely wishful thinking. He's been charged, yes, him and his wife, but they haven't been sentenced yet. So KJ could not know for sure if he's being sentenced to 30 years in prison. So yes.
Wow.
he's
Okay.
in
Because
the past.
people don't believe me. I do not watch her though. I do not watch her, and so I
No.
would have no way of knowing that. But he. Okay. So let's get that up to date. He was found guilty for multiple counts. He is appealing. He has a right to appeal. And
Apparently he is appealing.
yes, he is
From
appealing.
what I understand.
And I can tell you, without question, to the best of my knowledge, from what I understand from talking to people that are very, I would say, directly involved in these things, let's just leave it at that, he is still continuing the case. He's not dropping the case. He's not dropping it. Now, should he decide to drop it later on, I can't predict the future, but what is this? What the hell? What the hell showed up here? What the hell is this? Is this a Wild Reds out of nowhere?
I was bored.
No shit.
bored.
You must be. By the way,
Oh,
you have to sing your song if you come on,
Yes.
please.
I have a song.
Yes.
Oh, yes, you do. It's perfect.
Dude. It got voted #1 actually. April 1 Ryan for Two Canadians says, "What did I miss? Sorry, it's date night." Oh, congratulations. A lot. But Reg, do sing your song. Oh, Katie.
What song are you referring to?
Chips Ahoy. You're a piece
Fuck
of shit.
you, Katie Joy.
I love that song.
Oh,
it's so
Jesus
good.
fucking Christ.
It's so good.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
Just
that
one
song
stanza.
That song makes my own ears bleed.
It's so good though, dude.
It is.
The song was just a response telling Katie, "You think you're intimidating," and I was like, "Okay, you say I'm going to sing a different tune. You're braver than I am because I wouldn't want to hear me sing." Because my singing voice is a lot. I mean, my voice sounds like a toucan with a kazoo stuck in its throat. So, you know.
You sound a little off today. You actually really do. Are you like just tired?
Oh, very,
Yeah,
very
okay.
tired. But that's what happens when you've been working 13 hours a day.
So tell the story.
Yeah.
Tell the story in your own words about how these videos came about. Suzanne got one as well. She did a song.
Yep.
So.
Videos? There's more than one?
Oh, there's a dozen. How many videos out there? It was like people made. I think. I'm gonna guess.
Oh,
at
you're
least,
talking about the song.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, like so many people made songs about it.
Yeah. So the story goes that, well, I received an email at like, I don't know, 9:00 at night, 9:30 at night, and the email said "Good afternoon." First of all, that's in the evening, dumbass. So
I remember
Yeah.
that. It was a form.
remember
get your
that.
shit together.
I think it was a form. I think
And-
everybody got the exact same thing. It wasn't personalized. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not. It was a one size fits all spat out bullshit, and they emailed to me. So basically, when I got that email, I was like, "What the fuck was this?" And then I saw her tweet saying that soon all of you guys are going to be singing a different tune. Then I was like, "Oh well, I guess I have no choice." So then, as a joke, I decided to parody the song Rasputin, and the only reason I decided to parody that particular song is because I was watching a video of Dance Dance Revolution, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just use this.
That's hilarious.
And so I was watching a video of Dance Dance Resolution because I was so bored, and I was like, well, this could be slightly moderately entertaining. And then after I made my music video, then other people started making their own music videos, and I'm sure at the very end of it, Katie was like, maybe I should have worded that tweet better, because the only thing that I accomplished with this fucking email campaign was a soon to be released CD in my honor, I guess.
Yeah, they're gonna compile all these videos of people just telling her to piss off.
Yeah, basically, and I don't even remember, but it was but when I was recording the song, there's a couple gaps in the audio recording, and after I was recording it, I was just laughing hysterically. I was like, "This is so fucking dumb," but here we are.
Fuck
And so
you,
other people
Katie
start-
Joy. You're nothing like Chips Ahoy. I'm sorry. That was a
That
catchy
was
jingle,
probably
man.
the best song.
It was.
It
Oh, by
was.
far.
Great
It was.
job, but that was my favorite.
Yeah.
It was hang on. God damn, it's been how long has it been? I think it's been a year.
Oh
since
yeah,
I've
it's been a while.
actually.
Yeah.
Hang on one second.
No problem. Take your time, man. And so it's funny because they actually, like I said, she's even sent a letter of preservation to Emily Baker that has never talked to me, and she's like, "Oh, you want me to preserve 100% of nothing? Okay, there's 100% of nothing. I'm done. There you go. Mission completed," kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna start charging them storage fees for that info.
And here's the funniest thing, dude. You and I, we have talked for years, and let's say we send everything you and I have ever said to each other to Katie. What the fuck is in there that she could ever use of any consequence for anything? And by the way, it doesn't work that way. It has to be very limited. But there's just this. I'm like, why the fuck are you sending one to Reds? What the fuck does this have to do with Reds rhetoric?
I don't really talk about Katie all that much. I think the only time I've actually spoken about Katie in public was when I was calling her a lying bitch because of the accusations that she made against you, and also as a response, but in music video form as a joke, because she is a joke to me. She was making this claim that I was involved in an active campaign against her, and I go, Katie, to me, you are, to reference the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, you are a zit on the ass of the world's smallest amoeba. You are nothing to me. I wouldn't waste any time on a fucking campaign against you. I mean, how important do you think you are in my life?
Seriously, right?
Seriously.
Yeah, and that's what really got to me too. I was like, holy fuck, she's barking up the wrong tree here. I mean, like, I can tell you right now, Reds doesn't give a flying fuck about any of this. I'm surprised he's even here, no offense. But yeah, he doesn't give a shit about Katie. He never had any kind of harassment campaign
I'm
whatsoever.
bored. I already asked. I mean,
I know. I believe you. I really don't.
The amount of boredom that I have to be experiencing and the inability to sleep because I guess I drank way too much caffeine.
Been there, done that.
Is the only thing that's got me in here right now.
All right. Well, let's make it through. We're almost on the end of this. So this is pushed through it. So 29, I don't want him to be able to talk about me online anymore, which again, that's been the whole reason for anything. 30, he should be forced to disband his hate group against me. There was never a hate group. And that Facebook group is still there. Number 31, I want the harassment to stop. There was never harassment to begin with. 32, he has hurt me financially, and my online presence is my livelihood. Excuse me, how many fucking subs does she have? And she claims to make $25,000 a month, and I've hurt her financially? When she started on the Non Sequitur show, okay, prove that in court. And then 33, my safety and safety of my family are compromised by his constant threats and harassment, which never happened. This was actually document ID, blah blah blah. This was her thing. May 29, 2020. There you go. This is what she has said about me and other people. Everything has been a bullshit lie. People bought into it, and those people, I'll tell you what, the people that did buy into it, that didn't fix their shit, you're as bad as Katie, and you can always fuck off for the rest of your lives. Do not come to me ever. Do not fucking ever want anything from me, of any information of any kind, if you at any time believed her bullshit and didn't have the fucking balls to come to me and ask for evidence like other people fucking did, like Nikki did.
Yep, and I got it all.
Just stay away. Just stay the fuck away from us. That's all I've ever asked to begin with. Stay the fuck away from us. Because these are the people...
That's what it was. Okay, so just to kind of
by the way, I'm gonna
calm your fucking ass down, Steve, a bit.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm gonna put the stream yards up so people have something to look at rather than this document. But I'm doing this.
Yeah, so it was there was a certain witch bugging like an itch. Can you believe I got an email from this bitch? That's how it started. Now I get it.
It was good.
Yeah, she thought we would look with terror and with fear. If you thought that, I say put down the beer. This asshole thinks she can scare us, saying there's info to collect. But little does she know that it will have the opposite effect. Fuck you, Katie Joy. Nothing like Chips Ahoy. There is nothing delicious with her.
Let me just do it this way. Fuck you, this was the melody because he doesn't want to sing it.
And then it
Fuck
goes,
you, Katie Joy. What was it? Nothing like Chips Ahoy.
It was fuck you, Katie Joy. Nothing like Chips Ahoy. There is nothing delicious with her. And then it goes, fuck you, Katie Joy. Chrisley suits I will enjoy. Get ready to be deposed. And if you actually listen to the original song, the beat is exactly the same with the words that I'm saying in my remake of it. So I thought that was a bit of creative genius in my, on my
Yeah,
part.
who would have thunk you had such talent?
Yeah, there was, and then in the middle of the song, there's like a little break, and I take that moment to break away from the song while it's still playing, and I say, "Come on, Katie, do we really have to do this? This shit's making my ears bleed."
I heard that. That's hilarious. He just throws it. It's like the bridge. It's like the bridge of the song. He's just like, "Come on, Katie, you can really make me do this, man. Come on, just make my ears bleed." Then he continues on. Fuck you, Katie Joy. Nothing like Chips Ahoy.
Yeah, it was that was sounds like singing a different tune. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Okay, I guess make a basic bitch music video, but it's like, it's been damn near a year, maybe over a year right now, and nothing has happened. So like, I don't understand the purpose of this email campaign if she was going to do absolutely nothing with it. It seems to me like she's just burning money for the sake of scaring people, and I'm like, the only thing it resulted on my end was a fucking music video. So I hope that was money well spent.
Yeah.
Fucking cunt.
By the way, did you made that video unlisted, but people want to hear the song. So.
If you want to play it, by all means, it's unlisted because it doesn't deal with flat Earth, and unfortunately, I want to keep my channel about space and anti-flat Earth and that kind of thing.
I could play it if you want. I mean, do people actually want to hear the song? Play the song now.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend you don't.
Well, that's one of the reasons to do it. That's the primary reason. You have to send me the link. I don't have the link.
Oh,
I do it somewhere.
Deprive you.
No, I have it somewhere. I've asked you before, and you sent it to me. That was a long time ago, and I'm not going to go scour my shit, But if you send it to me,
I'll just deprive you of that.
Oh, see how he treats me. Well, you know what? You're not depriving me. You're depriving if the audience, if they want to hear it again. If you want to hear it, tell Reds to play it. Have a link. Link it to me, and I'll play it. But you guys got to talk him into it because he's stubborn, dude. I'm telling you, he's stubborn.
It's just a joke. I mean, it's literally just a joke music video. Not even a music video. I just had a repeating background, and it's like, I need to put as little effort into this as possible.
She's not even worth effort. It's like, oh God.
I literally made that music video. I mean, it took me 15 minutes to record and only like 2 minutes to render.
Yeah, he's not joking about that. The production quality wasn't exactly like, Rush, but
no, it was basic. I didn't really care. I just wanted to make fun of the situation. That's exactly what I did, because the situation was not serious, and I wasn't going to treat it as such, because I know what she was trying to do. She was trying to scare people. She was trying to make it seem like she had the capability to get into people's personal lives. But, at the same time, I got absolutely nothing to hide. So, I mean, let's hypothetically say, and of course, there's no chance of this actually happening, that Katie Joy wanted to view my private DMs between me and you about her. Oh, I'll be more than happy to share them, but she won't come to me because it will completely shoot down her fucking narrative that we were conspiring to take her down and everything like that. Where the only thing that's actually there is me asking you, dude, the fuck's this bitch doing
right?
in my
right?
email?
I'm not. You guys. I mean, you guys don't know the but that's exactly. Swear to God. Okay, let me tell you about Reds. Reds literally doesn't give a shit about this woman in any capacity except for what she's done for me and other people. Most about me, because he cares about me. We're friends, and he doesn't want to talk about her. He doesn't ever want her. He just doesn't like to talk about it. I don't get it. Actually, I don't. I do get it. I'm sorry. I do get why he doesn't like to talk about her, because nobody likes to talk about her. But he really fucking doesn't. So why would he go on this 2-year-long harassment campaign of shit, according to her, that we have some kind of DMs where we're conspiring to do all this stuff? Why? He doesn't even care in the least about her.
Here's my thing. I don't think Katie quite understands just the immensity of
the lack of fuckery you give for her. I'm sorry, you cut out. Are you there, Reds?
Where'd you go?
I don't know.
I don't think she can neutron star. All right, this fuck is like we're talking nuclear pasta dense.
Nuclear pasta.
Yes,
Nuclear pasta.
And it's actually a legitimate term. It's actually
I know.
legitimate.
No,
scientific term.
I know. I know what nuclear pasta is. I did
So we
study
have-
nuclear stuff.
Yes. So we have a fuck that's made of nuclear pasta.
Linguine,
this-
fettuccine,
The
lasagna.
density of this fuck is literally warping space and time itself. This fuck that I do not give is more immense than that. Are you starting to get the picture, Katie, about how much I do not give a flying fuck about you, whether you're successful, whether you crash and burn, whether you live in a trailer, whether you live in a in the one house that I've seen over that, the one that's worth over $500 million. I do not care. I do not care. Whether you're rich, poor, successful, unsuccessful, get sued into oblivion, or are victorious in everything you ever want and no one can fucking touch you, not even the president of the United Goddamn States, I don't care. I will never care. You mean nothing to me. Am I starting to get through to you, Katie? I fucking hope so.
It sounds like
maybe then you can learn just how much I do not give a fuck. And it is my hope, my desire, and my dream that one day everyone will feel the same way I do, which is pure fucking apathy.
See, to me, it sounds like you have unwanted come-ons with her, and that you're just mad that she rebuked your advances. Yeah.
Wait, I did advances? Oh, God. I need better standards. Holy
gonna,
shit.
At least get some standards. I mean,
some
Jesus.
Would be great.
By the way, Aaron posted that link twice, and when I go to the link, it says, oops, not found, twice. Why is that?
What?
Okay,
link?
The link that Aaron posted in the live chat of your video says, oops, something went wrong. Why was it doing that? Why did it say, oops, something went wrong?
I clicked on the link, and I'm watching it right now.
Really? Okay, I'm going to open a different browser then. Let me do some shenanigans here. One sec.
Yeah, I don't know what your issue is.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You know this.
Oh,
it says,
okay.
Look, it says, oops, something went wrong. I can't open it. I don't know. Anybody? Okay, can you play it then?
I ain't playing shit for you.
God damn it! I don't know why is this not working?
Yeah, it's working for other people.
Okay. Well, I'm not like other people.
Maybe that's why it's not working for you.
you know, a true story. I know this is tangential, but whatever. A true story. My daughter was about, I don't know, 4 or 5 or something like that, and she was swimming, right? And I was out with some girl at the time. I don't remember who it was. It wasn't her mom, but it was some girl. But we were out swimming, and there's this older lady there, and she was kind of giving my daughter advice or something like that. She said something along the lines of, when you know, most people first learn to swim, they do this. And I swear to God, as my witness, my daughter looked at her dead in the eye and said, "I'm not like other people." I swear to you, you don't forget things like that. You don't forget. And now she's like really like, you know, almost in the emo kind of thing. You know, likes the piercings and probably have some tattoos eventually. And so yeah, it's like she's very alternate, but she was just like deadpan. She's like, "I'm not like other people." I'm like, "You're just like me. I love you."
I was just gonna say, like
awesome.
father, like daughter.
She's so. People seeing us when they're together, like, oh my God, she's definitely like facial features and everything, just like. Anyways, sidetrack. I can't play it. I'm sorry. It just says, "Oops, something wrong." I don't know what on. My apologies.
That's fantastic news.
Yeah, you're happy. We're just singing for you. All right, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Fuck you, Katie Joy. Nothing like Chips Ahoy. All right, guys. I'm probably gonna wrap this up. It's been over 2 hours. I think I made my point that this is what Katie Joy does. I've been having more episodes like this, and Nikki, stick around. Like I said, I'm gonna be having more episodes like this. And again, this is not for me. I don't give a flying fuck about if anybody believes me or doesn't believe me any longer. My point's been made. She does this to a lot of people. This is to help you guys use to show that when she does this to you or she does this to somebody you know, you can say, "Hey, look, this is not the first time. Go watch Steve's video and you'll learn." This is her technique. This is her, her what's it called?
Her cycle, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of morbid curiosity, just because, I don't know. I guess just that morbid curiosity. What does Katie actually do besides collecting lawsuits left, right, and center? Does she actually do anything that's worth any value, or
Nope.
like,
Not-
does she do anything that's actually entertaining? Like,
No, her entire existence is to lie for a living.
Yeah.
That's it. Her entire existence is to gossip. Even the commentary channels want nothing to do with her. Even the people that do these videos on these shows that she watched, they want nothing to do with her. She makes shit up. She doesn't get information right. And so no, that's
what
her.
she?
Yeah.
So, like, let me, I guess, rephrase the question. Is she talking about like celebrity gossip bullshit? Like, oh my god, Chris Rock is not accepting Will Smith's apology, and I have exclusive evidence of this, or some shit like that.
Yeah, but for
or-
reality TV, right? Exactly. For reality TV,
Okay,
she'll be
so
like,
it's-
"Oh,
it's
I have an
something
exclusive
like that.
source with the Duggars that have told me this, and that kind of stuff," right?
How is she supposedly getting these exclusive? Or wait a minute, is she just pulling this stuff out of her ass?
Out of her ass.
Oh,
I guarantee it.
Yeah, that's what the problem that what they found out, Reds, was that most of the stuff she gets from a source is Reddit, and she just copies
Yep.
copy pastas other people. She basically has plagiarized people. There's a person in the audience, Suzanne, if you remember her, she had
Oh,
plagiarized
yeah.
from her. So I mean, this is what she has done. People caught on to this, and so now she moved from just stealing other people's content. Or it should be borrowing without the intention of returning, so there's no legalities. Wasn't stealing, she just borrowed without returning. I don't know how you return something like that, but whatever. That's not stealing if you intend to give it back. But she took it up the next notch and said, "Oh, you know what? I'm just going to make shit up, say that I have a
Yeah.
source, and then just put it out there, and whatever. Didn't
See
care."
what sticks.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
She's
a
so upset right now that Tough Topic broke the story that Jessa had moved out, and she's still saying, "No, it's not true."
Who's
She
this-
even put all these different.
Who's this person? Is this a
one
Duggard?
was- Yeah,
Okay.
it was. A
I don't know
Duggar. She
anything
moved
about the
out.
Duggars, believe it or not. People are like, Steve does Duggar content. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've never even talked about the Duggars. I don't know nothing about them. Duggar content.
Yeah.
who's the Duggars? Is that a YouTube channel I don't know about, or?
They're. I don't even know. I don't watch them either.
They're just a family that got famous because one of the kids started molesting the sisters, and he got busted for downloading a video or something like that, child porn or something like that. And then what's funny was, swear to God, Reds, I'm not making this up, the video that this guy got sentenced for, Katie admitted downloading and watching for investigation purposes. But nothing happened to her.
What?
Am I joking? Am I joking? No, I'm not. She watched this
Wow.
video of some child, and she went into great detail about what I don't even want to even think about it, but it was just
I wouldn't
it's nasty
repeat
what she went
I,
into.
I wouldn't repeat what she said, because I quite frankly don't want to hear it. But okay,
But
so
she went into great
just-
graphic detail because I think she really does get off on this stuff. It blows
Yeah.
my mind that this look she has, like she's enjoying talking about child sexual assault. And again, that is my personal opinion. That's not defamatory,
Exactly.
but I think she does seem to just gets a weird thing out of it, man. It's
Yeah.
bizarre. Most of us
A lot of
cringe. We don't
people
fucking want to hear
think
about that shit.
yeah,
She did it
wouldn't
again, Suzanne.
wait a minute. If she, okay, so watching it for investigatory purpose, I don't think the excuse matters. If this actually did happen, that would be illegal as well, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
This is what this is all third party, so I cannot verify this, and I hate to say that.
Yeah, I don't
it's
know
not-
one way or the other if this is true or not. I'm saying if it was true, wouldn't that
Yes.
shit be?
And the reason
not
why
just
I think it
fucked up,
has to
but
be
illegal?
true is because Llama Girl made a video clip on Twitter of Katie graphically going into great detail, and that she had something about finding it on the dark web, and that if you even look for it hard enough, it was on YouTube, which I think completely could get you thrown off YouTube if you make those kind of claims, because that's ridiculous. But Nikki, didn't she say she scoured it, like she found it in the deep web? But the only
Yep.
way she would have known that level of detail is if she watched
Is if she watched it.
Right.
Yes, that's yeah.
Yeah.
That's
She admitted it
fucked
according
up.
to Suzanne. So I mean, yeah, it's just she's just
Disgusting.
I mean, this whole, okay, is she still? I don't know if this is I don't know if this is a thing that she's still doing or has done before, or if it was ever a thing. But this whole "I'm a journalist" thing, and I
Yes.
have
Yes.
journalistic privileges
Yes.
because I fucking say so. Was she trying to invoke that nonsense when saying that she watched this goddamn video?
I thought that it could have been the case, but I don't remember her ever saying anything like that. She did try to pull that with Todd Chrisley, saying, "Oh, I have a source, and I'm not going to reveal my source." But the problem is, she admitted, stupidly enough, "Oh, I don't even know the name of the source, even if I wanted to release it." Well, okay, so we basically ran with some hearsay, which is malicious because it's reckless, and there's no evidence she talked to anybody. Yeah, 'cause she doesn't think ahead. But Todd Chrisley says, because he has got really freaking good lawyers. These guys are in his law firm in the top 200 of the country. His law firm is in Wikipedia. Okay, he's not playing around. His law firm is literally on Wikipedia.
More power to. My thing is that I just don't find that kind of shit entertaining. Maybe it's just me. Other people can.
Well, that's why we don't watch her.
Gossip and shit.
Yeah.
I've never watched her.
Quite frankly, I find it as boring as watching HGTV because not only is that shit boring as fuck, but none of it makes sense. It's like watching one of those shows. Hi, I'm a stay-at-home mom and my husband breeds salamanders. Our budget $3.7 million.
Right.
Like, fucking how? So you look at Katie Joy getting all this fucking attention over bullshit she's pulling out of her ass, and it's like, oh, I'm an investigative journalist. I do this, I do that, and I'm famous. I'm like, fucking how? You're doing
even her
nothing
husband
special.
laughed at her when she said, when
Journalist,
she says to her, "Are you tell them you're a reporter?" She goes, "Well, yeah. What would you call it?" He goes, he starts laughing.
That's exactly. Yeah, I remember that clip. She says, "You don't tell him that. You don't tell him that, do you?" She's like, "Yeah. What I tell him?"
What else would I call it?
Yeah, he's like, "Pfft." This was before they started getting really big. But even he knew that was a joke.
Yeah, he's like, "What the?" He didn't say what the fuck, but he looked at her and snorted while he's laughing.
He's like,
really? Wow.
Yeah, and I do remember that, with Katie saying that she's a journalist or reporter or, wannabe news anchor. I don't fucking know anymore because I really don't fucking care. That doesn't give you special powers and privileges that the rest of the society doesn't have. I'm sorry. You may get connections. You may get additional sources. You may be able to phone up Barack Obama whenever you want to ask him a question, but the fact remains is that making shit up is still making shit up at the end of the day.
Yeah, and even if
she's the same as every single one of us. She's just like me, Suzanne, Iki, Steve. She's like all of us. We all do the same thing. What makes her different? Except, just calling herself a journalist or reporter.
Yeah.
Well, this is why I found it very humorous that she would assume that a person like me, who again makes flat Earth and rocket launch content, would be even remotely interested about the fucking drama that she is quote unquote reporting on.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what the Duggars, whoever the fuck they are doing. I don't give a fuck about what Todd Chrisley is even doing, besides the fact that I think him suing the living shit out of her is absolutely fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But that's about as deep as it goes. And I actually asked a few people around, like, okay, this Todd Chrisley guy, what is he famous for? And to this day, haven't really gotten a satisfactory answer.
He was a real estate agent, a real estate developer. That's where he made his
he was
money.
a real estate developer. So are a lot of fucking people.
I don't know.
None of them get their own fucking TV show.
Because
it's like Hogan knows best, but slightly worse. Yeah. And I didn't know that was possible.
Drama sells.
No offense to Todd Chrisley, because I really don't know the guy.
I don't watch his show.
I don't watch his show, and it's like,
I heard it's funny, but I don't watch his show. I don't get into any of that reality stuff.
It might be, but
he's funny.
This is the content. This is the area that Katie dives into.
The whole shit the bed thing? Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I'm busy tracking the fucking International Space Station and watching the launch of Falcon 9s. Shit that's vastly more interesting than whatever the fuck Todd Chrisley is doing with his family on that particular day on that particular episode, so that you can gossip about it later. Oh my god, there's the supposed sex tape. I don't care. People have sex all the time. Fuck off.
Same thing with me. It's like, dude, I do reviews of videos and I talk about things and I have people on and we have conversations. Like I just did a video, reviewing, an atheist reviewing a Christian stuff, and that's what I enjoy doing. I like having those types of little discussions. And then we have people on, we have guests, we talk about, I'm having somebody come on and talk about Solvent Citizens. on Not Sequitur next week. I like to have the conversations. I couldn't give a flying fuck what happens on reality TV. I still have this day, Reds. People say Steve was like addicted to Teen Mom or some shit. I was like, I never watched a single episode, not one of any of the Teen Mom stuff. Nothing, it's not like, one, not any of them.
You want to know what is? It's like the cringy rounds that you can totally experience for yourself by watching shows like 16 and Pregnant and Sweet 16.
Oh my god, I would kill myself.
And I'm like,
I'd kill myself. I couldn't deal it.
This can't be fucking real. This cannot be fucking
real. Dude, I thought some of it wasn't real.
And they're like, oh my god. I'm going to have Beyonce at my 16th birthday. I'm like, fucking why, though?
I swear to you, I remember the first time I ever saw something along the lines of that was called Toddlers and Tiaras, and I said, this has got to be a sick joke. This is disgusting. This is like, look, I'm into dark humor, but this crosses the line even for dark humor. Then I found it was a real fucking show.
Yeah, you want to know what else was a real fucking show?
I've never seen. Never watched it.
That and Honey Boo Boo.
I never watched Honey Boo Boo.
I immediately was like, never again.
Wasn't that a spinoff? Wasn't Toddlers of Tiara a spinoff of that or something?
Something like that. I mean, everyone has to have their fucking, name in the hat with shit. So first there was The View, and then there's The Talk. Same exact show. Yeah. There is no difference between the two. And I'm watching all of this shit, and I'm like, then I see that there's YouTube channels talking about this, like My 1,000-Pound Sister or My 600-Pound Life or whatever, and I'm like,
Hoarders.
I did watch Hoarders. No, I did watch a lot of Hoarders.
I did watch. So did I. Talking about this shit. I'm like, you find this garbage interesting?
Yeah, Fuck. I did. I gotta admit, I did like the Hoarders. I did watch the Hoarders.
And the Hoarders Buried Alive. I watched both of them.
Oh my god! But I don't know why. I watched Intervention as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why I found this interesting. But at least here's the thing, though. I will tell people what I watched and what I don't. But I never say the fuck all about Teen Mom. Oh my god!
The only TV show that I actually watched that could have been actually legitimately considered a TV show was MythBusters.
Oh, I've seen every one of those.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah. See, like, why is it that they need to watch all this fucking garbage when they could be talking about something actually interesting and educational, because here's my honest opinion. Shows like 16 and Pregnant and Sweet 16, they have one goal, and that is to dumb down the human population. And the fact that there is an actual thriving community out there, which apparently Katie is heading, that talks about this type of garbage and is actually getting somewhat kind of maybe famous off of it, just shows how much damage they actually have done at this point. Yeah. Because if you are the type of person that has been, I guess, brainwashed into thinking that type of content is entertaining, then no shit you will find Katie Joy entertaining. But if you actually have a functioning brainstem, then yeah, you won't find Katie Joy entertaining or even relevant to your life, which brings us back to my music video, Katie.
Yeah, and that's why our content is so vastly different. People would be like, "Oh, this was a competitor to Katie kind of thing." I'm like, "I've never been a competitor to Katie. We got completely different content. I don't talk about any of the shit she talks about. Nothing. I couldn't care less."
I would love to see her make an anti-flat Earth video and fuck it up so bad.
No, don't. Oh my god, she fucks up everything else. I mean, her legal shit, she can't get goddamn thing right.
I would just here's the thing. Every now and then, I would just want to throw out that challenge. Katie, if you have the ability to research this thing, I got great news for you. There is a fucking endless treasure trove of information on Google when it comes to debunking the flat Earth horseshit nonsense. If Katie wants me to actually remotely kind of maybe pay attention to her, I challenge her to make an anti-flat Earth video, because I'm gonna laugh my fucking ass off on how bad it would actually be.
But Reg,
she'll upload that video and it would be horrible.
But Reg, she believes that you and I conspired on a 2-year-long harassment campaign against her because I was rejected by her and rebuked by advances. So yeah, I don't think she's going to do that.
Really? I don't remember us having that conversation.
I don't remember having a conversation with anybody. That That was like, that's new, by the way. That's relatively new. So that was like another thing she just pulled out of her ass.
Let me also make this clear, is that the conversations I have had with Steve in regards to Katie Joy have been, who the fuck is this bitch and why do we care?
That's it.
That's basically the extent of it.
That has literally been, it's seriously, when I'm like, okay, I need to talk to Reds. What do you think about this guy? I do ask his opinion on certain things. He'd be like, why do I fucking care? Why do we care? Ignore it. Or just, who the fuck is this person? I don't know this person. Because I'll be like, hey, remember this person that said this and this? He's like, who the fuck is that? I swear to God, I'm not. People that I actually knew years ago that were actually pretty kind of known people, even to this day, Reds is like, I don't fucking barely remember them. You know? He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
I tend to purge my memory of people who aren't making any sort of meaningful impact in my life in any way, shape, or form. And when it comes to Katie Joy, I'm just left confused on why anyone gives a flying fuck about her. Obviously, the slander that she has been throwing out against you is something to be taken seriously. I totally get that. But let's ignore that bullshit for a second and just focus on her merits. What merits?
I was just gonna say that.
What is actually there that is tangible, that makes your channel actually worth a shit? What does she do that any other person could do themselves by simply, watching TV and sitting on their ass and never leaving their fucking house?
I have absolutely no idea. Even the stuff that I've seen on Twitter, she gets all her stories wrong.
Yeah.
And so why would anybody want to get information from her anyways?
If I sit my ass in front of the TV, I can take a few notes, purposefully fuck them up by, I don't know, getting drunk or stoned off my ass or whatever, and then make a fucking video about it sitting in front of a goddamn webcam. I mean, it's not that difficult. So I look at, again, I don't watch her channel, but I do see clips. They occasionally come through my timeline, and I cannot mute enough accounts to get that shit off my timeline.
Oh yeah, but the only one I do, like I said, Llama Girl is like 95% of the shit.
But Steve, I'm gonna go ahead and say is that it's of the shit that I see that comes through on my timeline. And granted, I'm sure they only post the worst things, and so I'll go ahead and take that into account. But given what I've seen so far, her shit's boring as fuck.
I know, she's boring. She's annoying to listen to. I've actually had to okay, I've heard enough, Katie. I gotta go. I'm done because Nikki plays a lot of Katie stuff. But I happen to like Nikki when she's talking about other stuff too. I mean, I'm still supposed to go on. What are we supposed to talk about, Nikki?
Oh, yes.
Aliens.
Yes.
I'm doing alien show.
Come on, that will be fun. That will be something I actually enjoy and I really like doing. It's paranormal, anything alien. Yeah, we should get I don't know.
The truth
a group of us together.
The truth is out there.
It definitely is.
It's very I don't know. I just find the whole thing very weird. Again, this isn't really. I'm not coming from a place of hate against Katie, because again,
you don't give a shit
against you, Steve.
I hate her. You don't.
I know you do, but I'm leaving that stuff aside just for this this section of my little spiel here. It just comes from a place of I just don't give a fuck. You don't make any content that I would even remotely find interesting.
Yeah.
And given the things that I have seen you post by other people reposting it, so I don't have to give your ass a fucking view.
Right?
My original opinion has never changed. You were boring then, you're boring now, and you'll probably be boring long into the future.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of her on Non Sequitur. Matter of fact, Aaron had said that when she read her DMs that her and I were pals, and I'm like, look, I was never pals with Katie. We had we were congenial with each other, right? But that's all we've ever written between each other in like a year and a half. So it's not like we were communicating a lot. But we had a rapport. And by the way, when you do read those DMs, on her channel, bear in mind I didn't know anything about this woman, so I did use the term journalist. I didn't know what the fuck she was about, just like anybody else who's been new to the community and knew that had never heard about Katie Joy. So please forgive me, but I was just trying to be cordial. I was like, hey, I wanted her to read my stuff because she's an actual writer. I thought I was wrong, but forgive me, okay? But this is what we want to prevent from other people, because they're not going to get duped when they see from her. That I want people to go, oh shit, yeah, we know about Katie. So
people need to know, because you know what, somebody's going to get hurt. I'm serious. Someone's going to end up in prison because of this girl.
I have no doubt. We've had people end up in prison that I've known for doing some shitty shit, and they absolutely deserve it.
Yeah.
You know, and those kind of people that promoted them and people that were around them, that's the people that Reg and I never wanted to be around.
Yeah.
We hate those fucking things with a
Exactly.
passion. We don't want to deal with any of that bullshit. What we want to do is what we want to do on our streams. In his case, he does this stuff with rockets and flat Earth stuff.
I watched some of your stuff, Red. It's actually pretty good. My son likes your channel a lot. He's 11.
Oh, thanks for having such poor standards. Yeah.
No, it's really neat. I like watching all that stuff actually.
Because he talks about it in a way that makes sense. It's not,
and it makes it interesting.
Yeah.
I like
shitting on flat earthers.
I like space stuff. I love rockets. I like filming the space station. See, that stuff's interesting.
But what do you like more? Filming rockets or shitting on flat earthers? Come on.
Yeah.
That's a hard question.
I mean, when I filmed the launch to landing of the SpaceX Falcon Heavy boosters, that was like a once in a lifetime shot, and I'm one of only, I think, 2 people in the entire world that has captured, besides SpaceX themselves, an unbroken shot of launch to landing. Actually, I don't think SpaceX themselves have even posted such a video. So it's myself and my good friend Astronomy Live that's actually done that.
But yours was the first one, right?
No, his was the first one. Mine is the first to be done by hand.
Okay.
Hand tracked with just a regular camera.
Yeah, he
and a
cheated.
tripod.
He made his own software. Like literally wrote his own software.
Yeah, now I use his software for my rocket launches with the Celestron 6SE. That kind of shit is interesting to me.
Yeah.
Not whatever the fuck this one famous family is doing because they're famous for simply being famous.
Right. No, and I agree. And like I said, this is why on this channel, when I talk about Katie, I want to do it more about night stuff because I was only actually stream this when I came home at 3:30, but luckily I was tired and I was like, you know what, the stuff that I do in the daytime, I want to be about philosophy, I want to be about science, I want to be about reviews, and then if I have any late night streams, then I'll be doing this kind of stuff, which I'll be doing more, but I'm probably going to be doing it on the Great Debate Community channel. So if you guys want to join the Great Debate Community channel, go over there because I'm going to be probably doing more of this stuff over there, and I'm going to be working on a project.
Like watching that channel every now and then. I like the debates on it.
Yeah, it's been a while and I haven't used it for much. But
Yeah.
I think that I've got something in the works for an idea that I do want to run across to you, Nikki, and of course if Reg wants to weigh in, that's fine. Not that I care about his opinion, but I'll ask you when I get done. So I'm going to wrap this up. What is your last thoughts? Red's already know yours. You don't give a shit about Katie. She has no content you'd ever watch, and she's a dishonest piece of shit. I get it. That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, given all the stuff that I've heard her say against you and actually knowing the facts of the matter, yeah.
Right.
From what I've seen, I'm not really impressed.
Nikki.
Yes, dear.
There you go. I had to go get the link to the Great Debate Community. Yeah. So I can put it out there. There you go. So, what would you like to wrap up?
What I would like to wrap up is you guys got to listen. Instead of automatically agreeing with one person, like there's always 2 sides to every story, right? Don't just agree with one. Look at everything. Look at everything surrounding it. Look at all the facts and just listen to both sides before you make your decision. Because if everyone is on this one side stating, KJ's wrong and this, that, and the other thing is about her, pretty much 90 times out of 100 that they're right. If someone for this case, this would be so easy to believe Steve for the fact that he's not getting lawsuits left, right, and center. She's a huge problem. She's the only creator that has all these lawsuits and keeps getting into lawsuits and keeps getting sued. So if it comes to Steve and KJ, I'm automatically, I automatically be like, yeah, okay, obviously, I would believe you because I don't like KJ, but I actually got to see the evidence. I asked you for it. Mm-hmm. I asked you for it.
And you're not the only one, and others have as well. Matter of fact, just recently, Allie had asked me and other people, okay, show me what you've got. I sent her a ton of stuff. She's like, oh, shit. She's like, yeah, this is what, obviously she kind of figured it anyways. But, the other side didn't send her anything. Of course not. So I have that rule, Honest and Lockers gets on an answer. And people have asked me questions, indirect messages, I will be happy to tell them what I can. But the ones that don't, I don't give a flying fuck about. Rez and I have a policy. We only will just evidence, not allegations. And the evidence better be damn fucking worthy to even talk about because the evidence is probably going to be bullshit. but obviously something might need to be addressed on it. But other than that, I don't respond to any of it. They can all fuck off. I don't care. They say stupid shit. They never produce any evidence. If you're one of those people that believes people like Katie and her flying monkeys, then you're just an idiot. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, you're just a straight up stupid person. I don't know how to sugarcoat it. You're just a dumbass. Don't come around my channel. Don't message me. I've had people that have new accounts message me. I've just blocked them instantly. I don't have time for it, and it's not going to happen. You're not going to sea lion. I don't waste my time. As Red says, you're not worth it because you're basically a pitbull on the ass of an amoeba. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't care. It's just like, oh, Steve, are you gonna talk about this public? Yes, there's certain things I'm gonna talk public in my own goddamn fucking time. But at least I am trying to do stuff. These people are not people that spent fucking thousands of dollars already trying to explain to people what this woman does. None of them have fucking done that.
Yeah.
So don't tell me how to fucking go about my shit when they don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. They have no right to know, nor will they know, because I'm not a fucking idiot like them. But I do trust certain people. I trust Nikki. She knows. Reds does know, but he doesn't care. Here's the thing. Reds knows, but he doesn't really know. Does that make sense? Because he doesn't care. He doesn't pay attention. I've told him, but even if I told him what really is going on, he'd be like, I barely remember. He doesn't fucking care. It's late at night most of the time. So, but Erin, yeah, her too. Tina, but those very select people, because again, you can see when this whole thing went down with this whole TRO, what we were going through, and we had to obviously get a lawyer for this shit. She can do this to me. She did it to Tina. She did it to Miss Lobel. She can do it to you. That's all I'm saying. You need to be informed with the information, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna get vilified and shit on for trying to not just clear my name, which I already have now, I believe, but other people's, and to prevent them from doing from other people. And people are gonna shit on me for that. Fuck off. Just fuck off.
I'm with you on that, because exactly, she's gonna do this to someone else. You can't talk to this woman privately. She will take your
not a bad thing.
You can't. She will share everything you've said to her, and then she will fuck them up to it looks so it makes you look awful.
Yep.
No, actually,
one horrible.
Never anything that can be made public will be made public with her.
I actually have a funny story about that. Believe it or not.
End this on the story. Then we're gonna
end this on the story.
Yeah.
I decided to bite one time, and because I knew for a fact it wasn't going to go anywhere, but I called her out on her bluff. She made the claim on Twitter, I guess on one of her old accounts. I think I can retrieve the DMs again, and if so, great. But basically, it was this. She made a claim somewhere along the lines of, people will believe all the bullshit in the world about me without actually coming to me first and asking. So I sent her a DM and say, hey, when you free for a chat? Because I would like to ask you some questions.
I know how this ended up.
And her response was to bullshit around, beat around the bush, not actually engage with me. But I said, look, I'm not making any claims against you. I'm not doing anything to you right now except, taking you up on your offer. You said, come talk to me. Well, I'm here to talk to you. So let's go ahead and do this. And so after much discussion back and forth to set this up, the result was actually very productive and very good. It was a wonderful conversation between myself and Katie. And I was able to confirm after having this conversation with Katie, which went on for about maybe 3 hours or so, that she was actually correct about a lot of stuff. Now, everything I just said there was bullshit because she actually blocked me.
I do that. I know. I was like, where's this going? Because I knew she blocked you.
She blocked me
immediately. Yeah, insta block.
She blocked me immediately. There was no conversation. There was no conversation we fucking had. She fucking lied during that tweet saying, "I'll talk to anyone." Okay, yeah sure you will.
Well, and here's the thing, and I'm going to end this, but I'm going to leave everybody with this. If you ever talk about her me tooing me and lying about me ever sexually harassing her, you will be insta blocked. You ask for evidence, you will be insta blocked. But here's the thing. I'm not telling anybody to ask her for anything. I want everybody that wants to make sure she never does this to anybody else, just to keep
Yeah.
the information out there. That's it. Just to put the information out there, because she's never going to respond to it. She's never going to get any. Nobody is ever going to go to her and get evidence. But there are people coming in around now that are new that they need to see this shit, because if they say, "Hey, look, there's this guy named Steve McRae. He says he was falsely accused of sexual harassment of Katie Joy. I want to look at both sides. Hey, Steve, what do you have? Here you go. Hey, Katie, what do you have? Block."
Walk. Exactly. And that's what's going to prove your point. and
Absolutely.
prove that you're not a liar. Exactly. You can't ask her anything. She will block you. You come to Steve, guess what? It's an open doorway. You ask, you shall receive.
I've given out, and by the way, I've trusted a lot of people with a lot of stuff that I've given out, which is probably, even what people have told me probably shouldn't be so trusting. But, I want to keep, to my promise, but I definitely want to make sure that I trust the right people, because I've made mistakes in the past, obviously. All right, guys, let's wrap this up. I want to thank you all for the super chats. I want to thank for the people who become members. I want to thank the mods of my channel. I want to thank Dickie and Reds for joining us. Stick around, like I said, you guys, because I want to ask you guys something. But with that, I'm going to leave this. I am not streaming tomorrow. I've got to close tomorrow, and I have the next day off, and I've been tired too. So I'm going to take a break from tomorrow, and maybe on Monday I might stream, but at least tomorrow, no stream, nothing at all, full day off. Even though, like I said, I've got to work that night, but I'm going to bed afterwards. All right, guys. I was telling you, man, I was tired today. I was like, fuck, I'm not streaming. I'm old. I need a nap. Later, guys.
Bye.